And now his cuddles are fine, except like he like will latch onto you and suckle at you as if like any part of your body happens to be a teat. So you're just minding your business. He's gonna like sucking on my arms and shit like that. Well, I'm trying to fucking sleep. I'm so tired. I don't want a cat. And I caught him just a minute ago batting one of his shits around the floor like it was a toy. He's like, oh, cool. Fucking super.
Is one of you listening live, Jose?
I just pulled it up.
Oh, okay. So is that the link?
How the fuck am I always the first one that gets the blame? Like, leaves the goddamn podcast saying.
Let's be fair.
Yeah, but feedback's never been my issue. You guys just can't hear me.
It wasn't feedback. It was like, sir, please turn your radio down.
Yeah, caller.
I got some fucking feedback.
And you're getting adjusted to a new setup, so it's not completely out of the realm of possibility that it was your fault. And that was me. Whoops.
That sounds good.
How do I sound right now?
Yeah, spectacular.
Well, okay. Tell me as I get worse or better. I'm seeing how far away from the mic I can be, and it still sound good, so I don't have to lean over it like I'm trying to suck my own dick.
Right.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah. The range on them is pretty good.
Okay. Can you hear me solid?
You're echoey because you're farther away now.
Yeah,
Okay,
farther away,
that's
definitely hear it. Yeah.
that was leaning all the way back in my chair, so I can sit about
Just sit.
Fine.
Just sit comfortably. Anything is better than what we've had.
All right. Well,
which is garbage doo doo.
Yeah. And you're still kind of like a little gargly, man. It's weird. Like,
well, it's, you know, you just gotta take into account that I'm running the whole meal deal over here.
Sure.
You know, I got the
it's like this.
I got the stream going. I got the hangouts going.
I ain't mad at it. I ain't hating on you, dog. It's fine.
But thanks.
I respect it.
Thanks for noticing.
Just making an observation, homie.
All right. Well, we're broadcasting.
We are broadcasting,
and I am rolling. And
we got people in the chat too?
Yeah.
What's up, everybody?
Yeah, Sheila. Haven't seen her in forever.
You're like, Sheila, the end of that sentence. That's awesome. Welcome back.
All right. Well, let's do this thing. You ready?
Yep.
Morty! Rick, where are you?
On my workbench, Morty.
Are you invisible and you're gonna, like, fart on me?
Flip the pickle over. I turned myself into a pickle, Morty! I'm Pickle Rick!
This is insane, you guys.
Yo, this is sexy.
Broadcasting live from the internet, it's Tuesday night, and this is the PanelsOnPages.com podcast with your host, Lee Rodriguez.
At the end of the day, babies are terrible people, and I'm not sorry for saying it.
Jason Nyes.
Motherfucker, I won best costume!
Jose Guzman.
Yeah, I know nothing about Firestorm, except for his hat's always burning.
And Kelly Harris.
Boy, love, it appears we got a penis in the mail.
I glued my fucking eyes shut!
I just want to see all these Yelp reviews of Jose's jizz.
Oh, sorry, I knocked over the salt.
Like you had anything better to do.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Today's Tuesday. It's July 11th, 2017. And this is episode number 385 from the PanelsOnPages.com podcast. I'm your host, the Lord Reverend Lee Rodriguez. Joining me tonight, we got Mr. Jason Nye.
We've come for your daughter, Pedro.
and Jose Guzman.
My lovely audio is brought to you this week by Konami.
Oh my god. He's got a working microphone and a tank of helium.
The microphone I sent Jose was from like a Guitar Hero. No, like a Karaoke Revolution, I think, or whatever. But it's just a fucking it's a Logitech microphone. It's perfectly fine. Great. It's a bold new world we live in. So, yeah. Conspicuous band is Kelly Harris. He's sick as fuck, I think, is the clinical term for what's happening with him.
He got bit by a spider over the weekend.
Somebody did you actually see that story, Jose?
No.
Some motherfucker brought a spider in a jar into his comic book shop, asking what kind of species of spider it was.
Jesus Christ.
Okay, you got Batman back issues? You know what kind of spider this is?
These are like fucking spider geniuses over here, right?
Which one of you knows about Silver Age, Booster Gold, and which one of you is a horticulturist?
I'll be bringing in a rhino next week. Let me know.
What the fuck? Oh man, so get better, Kelly.
Yeah,
Hope you get better.
so because Kelly isn't here this week, we're postponing the final 2 rounds of the actual fantasy basketball tournament until we can have all 4 of us on the line, because Kelly's got a team in the semifinals. He's got a.
It doesn't feel right going on without him.
No.
Kelly was like, I'm not gonna be able to make it tonight, and the fastest I've ever seen Jose respond to a message ever. Jose's like, well, there's no basketball tonight. We gotta wait. No ball tonight.
We gotta wait, man.
I get it. I completely agree.
Well, because then otherwise we would have to find. We need another judge and all that. And
Mahoney just messaged me. He says, I'm not going to be able to make the show tonight. And I says, well, Kelly isn't going to be able to make it. He's sick, so we're saving basketball until next week. Mahoney says, perfect. Glad Kelly has the shits. He saved me. Thanks, infectious lass.
We have good friends.
good job, Kelly. You picked an opportune moment to be sick, and it all worked out.
Yeah. You have never sounded better, Jose.
He sounds better than when he was sitting right next to me for however many years. Ridiculous.
Oh god, what's going on? We got a lot to catch up on. We're not here last week because we were off with holiday. Had a delightful time with the family. Had good barbecue. People were in the pool. God damn it, they were in that pool. If they were going to be in that pool, I had to fucking throw them in that pool because I worked too hard on that goddamn pool for them to be in the pool. Pool was a good time. Fireworks are good. A couple of mild brushes with danger, as is a tradition.
Well, I mean,
it ain't a dip in the pool if there ain't a chance you might not make it out.
Yeah, like people don't watch NASCAR for the safety.
Exactly.
Yeah, they know what the fuck a circle looks like.
Yeah, no, like that.
Well, I don't know, NASCAR.
It's more of an
crowd.
Oh,
Hey,
gotcha, America.
We had one those little goofy plastic rockets that you just light it, it stands up on its own, and you just light it off, it goes up and explodes, like the most bullshit non-firework that ever fireworked. We had a couple of those.
You mean fire not so work?
Yeah, we lit it up. It just goes on the ground, doesn't fly up, it just explodes 6 feet next to us. So that was about as bad as it got. It was cool. It was fun. The Jax did not care for all the boom boom, which I thought he'd be into it. He was not into it at all.
It was like boom boom boom. Everybody say way ho, and he was not way ho.
No, he would not
Fuck you.
put his hands up in the air. In fact, he cared quite a lot. Yeah,
He said, in my hometown of Jacksonville, fireworks will not stand.
Violated the Jacksonville noise ordinance. And then the very next day, wife and daughter left. They drove back to Illinois with my sister-in-law and then flew out from O'Hare Saturday to go to Scotland. They're going to be there for 2 fucking weeks. So it's been just me and Jax for almost a week. We got another week and a half left.
Well, you and Jax and Buster and what's the bird's name?
That's
Bob?
true. Me and Jax,
Robert?
and Buster. and Howard.
Howard and Rocket.
And Rocket's the kitten. This fucking kitten.
And then wait until they bring a puffin home and a pet jellyfish.
God damn it. This cat. Jax is adjusting okay, but he doesn't never sleep super well when it's just when we're all not home. So just kind of waking up and crawling into bed next to me. And I didn't wake him up, just crawling into bed. So I'll just wake up and he'll be there. All right, whatever. But he also loves this cat in a very aggressive way. It's like he'll run inside and just pick the cat up and fucking ring it around and he's gonna just love it to death. He's gonna go full Lenny and crush his fucking cat one day. I know it. But the cat is, to its credit, super cool. And never scratches him, never hisses, just takes it like a fucking idiot. And the cat's dumb, frankly. Until Jax is asleep. So every night,
it
and
bides
every day.
It's biding its time, huh?
He's in bed with me asleep, and I wake up to the sound of Jax going, "Ow! Walk it, stop!" And the cat is just fucking with him while he's trying to sleep. This goes on until I get wise in my stupor and throw one of them out of the fucking room. But if it's not him, then it's like the cat just fucking me when I'm trying to sleep. Is it normal to crate train a cat? Can I crate a cat at night? This fucking thing.
Yeah. This is what you do. You put it in a crate, and then you put a blanket on top of it, and then you throw it in a fucking river.
I'm so tired of this goddamn cat. He did this shit to me with the bird, too. When we got the bird, and then, within 2 weeks, she was like, holla, I'm going to wherever the fuck I'm going. Broad is traveling the world, leaving me fucking to tend to the Nicole Rodriguez Memorial Menagerie. Fucking crazy.
Oh, yeah. By the way, while we're at Mahoney's at the end of the month, you have to stay back and watch the animals.
Oh, wouldn't be surprised. But no, it's honestly, it's been a very rough couple of days, man. We had a cool weekend, Jackson really well. We had a nice time. Went and saw the Spider-Mans. He stayed with my parents, so I could do that. We'll talk about that in a little bit. But this week has kind of sucked balls so far. Work was a fucking disaster yesterday. Just some shit completely beyond my control. What's wrong with our whole data warehouse or whatever, and the people were just on my nuts all day. When's it gonna be fixed? I'm like, I can't fucking help you. I know it's broke. The people that can't fix it know it's broke. Take 6 steps back off my dick. Come back tomorrow and it'll be fixed. Now it's all day long. In fact, I lost a complete fucking day of productivity. But my friend Jennifer, you guys met Jennifer. Jennifer's
Yes.
a lovely human. She told me weeks ago. She's like, hey, you're gonna need some time. Because it's going to be hard watching the kiddo by yourself for 2 weeks. I'm like, I can handle it, but I appreciate it. So I'm going to come over. I'll get Jackson, the babysitter. I'll go hang out with him while you can go jiu-jitsu a couple nights a week. You're going to need that time. Great. That is wonderful. Thank you. We love you. Awesome.
What an angel.
Jennifer goes and gets Jax. They're having a rad time yesterday. I take my happy ass jiu-jitsu, go training, get my fucking right elbow hyperextended to the point it's never been hyperextended during a fight. And so I spent all day today in a fucking sling.
Oh,
my elbow is fucked up.
Oh,
Nice.
no.
I started today, woke up this morning, late as fuck. That's great. Reached for my glasses, opened them, immediately broke one of the arms off. So as the first
Just
thing,
too fucking-
blew
just
my
too
fucking
buff, bro.
glasses back together.
Leroy.
It's the goddamn pits, you guys. And went to get Jackson, the babysitter, and he has an ear infection, so I had to go to urgent care today. It's the fucking worst. I almost want to just stay home for safety's sake the next couple of days. Because goddamn, ugh.
You're
Sound like Hurley from Lost. Oh,
yeah, pretty much, yeah.
the lady just started watching that, so now I get all the Lost stuff.
Wait, you're watching Lost?
The lady's watching Lost.
Don't
so
watch
I'm-
Lost.
Well, that's what I told her, but she's watching it. I'm vicariously watching it through her in small doses. So, I'll pop in on season premieres and season finales, and I'll watch the recaps.
Yeah, we watched Lost after it was over on Netflix, and we're way into I'll just say it it is not a rewarding close.
No.
That's what I told her. I warned her.
But some episodes are some of the best TV you could watch. Some episodes.
Yeah. No, there's been a couple episodes I've seen that were pretty fucking good. Like I really
it
dug
starts
them.
strong. Yeah, it definitely starts strong, but then like it becomes obvious fairly early on to me that like they really didn't have a plan.
They didn't know what the fuck they were doing.
Yeah, they didn't know what it was. Like they were gonna they did not know the mysteries when they wrote, "Hey, this is a mysterious thing," and it definitely shows.
They
but
George Lucased it.
totally. Yeah.
So they pulled a prequel.
Yeah.
Even like Harold Perrineau was talking about. I heard him on a podcast talking about like, "Hey, this is the guy you're gonna play. And this is it's about him and his son, and this and that. And there's this thing. And like, oh, cool. Yeah. What's the thing? Like, what's the hook of it? And they're like, we're not sure yet, but there's gonna be a thing. And like,
It's gonna be a thing.
So I like this pilot. I guess it's gonna be cool. And then they just put him off in season 2 in the clunkiest way possible.
Well, let's go back to Jose's reference. Did you say Curly from Lost?
Yeah, isn't he the one with all the bad luck?
Wait, man,
Curly?
I do not. Oh, Hugo.
Yeah, but I thought everyone called him Hurley in the first.
Isn't it Hurley?
It's Hurley.
That's what
I thought you said Curly. Like
yeah, Curly, Mo, and Larry.
Yeah, that's what I thought
they
you were
got
talking
stuck on the
about.
island.
Yeah, I kept hearing Curly, and I'm like, I don't like. It's been a while since I've watched Lost. I don't remember Curly.
Well,
yeah.
Him and Mo were on a tugboat with a skipper, a ginger,
Smacked him in the head with a coconut.
and a doctor.
Boy, that would have made Lost a lot more fun at the end.
If they had a couple more gingers.
Yeah. So yeah, that's all I got. We'll talk about the Spudemans a little bit, but yeah, and now the dog is losing its fucking mind downstairs. Jesus. What's up, Nice?
Lee, I know you saw it, but Jose, have you seen Baby Driver yet? You were talking about going to see it today.
No, she came home from work and was not feeling good. Her neck's acting up. She's got a nerve that she's battling with right now. So, did not do the Baby Driver. On the next week's agenda, it is.
Well, we did see Baby Driver, and I know Lee saw it, and
Yeah.
I really enjoyed it.
Damn, it was good.
No spoilers, of course, since Jose has not seen it. But I would say to Jose, temper your expectations, because there's a lot of hype surrounding Baby Driver. There's a lot of hyperbole. It is a really good, great in some parts, and innovative movie, especially the first act. But I wouldn't say it's much different than those 24 crime movies that came out in the 90s. Like, that's what it feels like. It feels like every single one of those movies that came out after Reservoir Dogs and Pulp Fiction that was trying to ape that same style. The hipster criminals, cool soundtrack, so on.
Well,
and
I'm
so
not
forth.
really expecting anything like groundbreaking story-wise, because I think one of the trailers just kind of pretty much gave away how the whole movie's going to play out. So I don't think I'm going to be surprised, but I do expect to be visually entertained.
But
I really enjoyed it. I thought you mentioned the soundtrack, but like more than the soundtrack, I think the integration of the music into the movie was pretty brilliant.
Right. But I feel like they didn't fully realize that gimmick. Like they really leaned on it heavily early on, which was very cool. Like they cut it to the beat, and they've got shit that's kind of appearing on screen that goes along with the lyrics. Very cool stuff. Like almost a Hollywood musical type deal. But then they kind of
like music videos in the movie or something like that. Maybe
but
it's
then
better.
they kind of like they back off of it. I feel a great deal for the rest of the movie, but it's got some really good shit in it. Good stuff. Recommend it.
I really liked it. I liked it a lot. I think maybe I liked it more than you did, because I was just all smiles walking out of that fucking thing.
Well, it kind of bummed me out because I like it, and I love those 90s crime movies, but it bummed me out to the point where something like that is now considered groundbreaking and new and fresh just because of the state of the movie industry these days.
Yeah, I mean, it's I'll admit that I'm guilty of it, man. Like, it's tough for us now to go out and see movies and whatnot. It's like it's tough to go. Like, so we don't see movies a lot of times that aren't superhero movies
Right.
or sequels or shit like that. Like, it's tough. I get it, but it's like that, and like the Belko Experiment were the last movies I remember going to see, and even close to recent memory, that weren't like based on something or otherwise derivative of some shit we'd already seen.
Well,
The way it is.
the lady had no idea what the fuck it was. She hadn't seen anything, so she's not expecting anything. I showed her a trailer, so she saw a trailer, so she at least knows what she's walking into. So I think she may be surprised, but she may like it more than
I love that. That was great.
she thinks going into it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
'Cause she has zero expectations.
Don't get it twisted. I didn't not like it. I just
You just left the theater with an existential crisis.
It's no Rogue One.
it's definitely no Rogue One. Which it's funny that you mentioned that, Jose,
Because that's a great movie.
because I bought that for Mary for her birthday on Blu-ray.
Sucker.
Like halfway because she likes that movie and she loves Star Wars, and half as kind of like a gag gift because boy oh boy do I love shitting on Rogue One.
Fucking great movie.
A bunch of us went out to see Spider-Man on Saturday, and we all went out to eat afterwards. It's 11 people, all along this one wall of the restaurant. And me and Mary are sitting at one end, and Jose's sitting at the other. And I can hear him having a discussion about Rogue One at one point during lunch. And I'm just like, nope, I'm not even gonna fucking acknowledge any of that.
I even told him too. I was like, "Oh, Rogue One. Let's talk to that guy about it."
So speaking of Mary's birthday, our birthdays are very close together, and our sexiversary is within the same week too. First time meeting and all that. So for a while now, you guys know I love the Rancor, and I like to collect Rancor toys, but I'm very much against Funko Pop figures.
Oh, I know.
But
You and I, we're holding that fucking torch.
But they made a Rancor monster Funko Pop in a 3-pack with Ula and Jedi Luke, and for a while now, I've wanted it. And we looked around for it at Star Wars Celebration, and Mary ended up getting it for me for my birthday. And I fucking asked for it. This is what I wanted for my birthday. She got it for me. I'm very thankful. That doesn't mean I'm not going to fucking review it, honestly.
Of course.
Funko Pops are just the worst. And I always thought it was arbitrary that some of them are figures and some of them are bobbleheads. And, it's very small, fine print about which one's a figure and which one's a bobblehead. And I open up this 3-pack.
Because they look ostensibly exactly the same.
Yes, and I open up this package with this big-ass Rancor. The Rancor is probably 6-7 inches tall. And immediately his head starts bobbing around. I'm like, what the fuck is this garbage? And the other two figures are bobbleheads. And, the Rancor is huge. So I expected at least, shoulder articulation, maybe wrist articulation. Nope. The only articulation is the spring for the fucking bobblehead.
They don't move at all?
No, not at all. And he's in this weird pose where one of his hands is upturned.
I'm looking it up. I'm looking it up now, and it's not like, I'm gonna get you. It's almost like, take my hand, I'll save you.
Or like, brother, can you spare a dime?
Yeah, right. Like, what the fuck?
But it's a Rancor, and I love it. But I just had to get my Funko Pop rant out there. And Kelly pointed out that usually you can see, you can determine which ones are bobbleheads and which ones are vinyl figures because depending on the license. And if you look
and also
through,
the bobbleheads have bases, it looks like.
well, the Star Wars ones have bases, but some of the other ones don't. But Star Wars, because Star Wars is a big action figure line, they've got a deal where, Funko can't make quote unquote action figures. That's why
Hasbro makes action
that's why
figures,
they
right.
make the bobbleheads, and that's why some other properties like Parks and Rec is just a vinyl figure.
God, fuck these things.
The Rancor isn't so bad because the Rancor is he's a monster. He's supposed to have essentially dead shark eyes.
Oh, it looks cool, but fuck them. Yeah.
Yeah. And then
Yeah, I mean, I had about I guess maybe almost 2 years ago now, I guess. And we were at a little comic convention, and it being a comic convention, meaning there were like 700,000 Funko Pops to be had. Don't get me started on that. But what I saw the Rick and Morty ones. I'd never seen them before, and I'm like, and it was this, heretofore the only Rick and Morty merch that existed, really,
Right.
And I'm like, shit, I got it in my hands, and I'm looking at them, and my heart's having this moment, and Nicole goes, put those fuckers down. And I go, no, you're right, babe. Good call.
thank you, darling.
Way to keep me honest. Fucking love you, girl.
At one point, our entertainment center is kind of a Rancor shrine. It's got our pictures from the wedding, the picture from the proposal, and I got my old school Rancor figure there, the Rancor tooth that we got from Roxy. So then I put the whole 3-pack up on the top of the shelf, and I'm just sitting there looking at it. I'm like, man, fuck those other 2 figures. And I hit the other 2 like down on a bottom shelf.
I love it.
Just 'cause. And so my parents messaged me one day, and they're like, what does Mary want for her birthday? And me and her had been talking about getting Injustice 2 and a second controller, because we don't have a second controller for our PlayStation 4.
Right on.
So this would mean that we could play Injustice 2 and play it against each other as well.
That here is delightful.
So the old man sends me his credit card information. I ordered that shit off of our Amazon Prime and sent it to their house. And,
Nice.
Yeah, we've been beating up on each other pretty good the past few nights, and it's definitely going to test our marriage,
Yeah.
because up until now we really haven't played video games
Should get an Injustice belt.
competitively. Ooh, that's a good idea, because
I like
on my birthday we went to Toys R Us just for shits and giggles, because I'm still a 10-year-old boy, and even if I don't buy anything, I still like to walk around Toys R Us for my birthday. And they had the old school, like, Hulk Hogan, Bret Hart, Shawn Michaels era Winged Eagle WWE toy belt.
Oh, no shit.
Oh, and I was looking at it, and I was like, oh, man, what can I be the champion of that would warrant Mary buying this for me? And I'm holding it in my hands, and I'm looking at it, and it's $20, and I'm thinking, nah, fuck that, because as soon as I buy this, within a week, Jose's going to end up having it, and I'm never going to see
Goddamn
that
right.
shit again. I'm not buying him another fucking belt, god damn it.
I love belts. I'm a big fan of
But
these
man,
belts.
some of those, I
I'll
don't.
never have a problem fucking holding my pants up.
They're kind of, I guess they're cut scenes, but they're also kind of finisher moves in Injustice. Some
Yeah,
of them
yeah.
are just insane. Like the Flash one has to be my favorite, because he fucking grabs you and he runs and he starts traveling through time and he slams you into the Sphinx as they're building it, and it breaks the nose of the Sphinx.
That's cool.
Then he runs in the other direction, dragging you, travels through time again, ends up in prehistoric times, and hits a T-Rex with you. Like,
That's fucking
throws
great.
you into a T-Rex, and the T-Rex goes, ah! And then goes back into, like, the fight level and throws you at yourself.
That's cool.
It's a pretty boss. I've been killing it with some Flash. Atrocitus is my jam.
Oh, cool.
He will vomit blood into your face, and he's got a little Dextar sidekick. Captain Cold is by far the most useless character in that game. Like, he can't even, like, walk. He's just awful. And then, lastly, my folks have moved, so we're all moved out of that dirt road now.
Wow.
They moved about an hour and a half from where Mary and I are currently
End of an era.
to Palm Bay, which is
You heard no blacks live there.
that it's funny that you say that, Jose. I'm gonna have to tell you a story. Let me get to my point first. But so they live about 20 minutes from the beach now, which is it sucks that they're about 90 minutes away from us. But being 20 minutes away from the beach means that we can go visit them, and then we could just go to the beach whenever. And we're 20 minutes away from a shower and a nap at any given moment.
Yeah.
Like that's fucking boss. And part of going to the beach too is if you're making the trip, and if it's a long trip out to the beach, you want to make it worth the trip. So you want to spend a good amount of time there. You don't want to just drive 2 hours to the beach and spend a half hour there and then go home. But since they're right there, we went out there Sunday morning, caught the sunrise. We were there for 2 hours and peaced out before it got too hot, before it got too crowded, before we got too exhausted. It was really, really cool. I got a time lapse of the sunset up on my Facebook, or the sunrise up on my Facebook. And we went out to this seafood joint the night before for Mary's birthday. That one of those where they boil all the shit in the one pot, and then they dump it out on the table.
A what joint?
Seafood joint.
Oh, okay. I don't know what the fuck I heard, but it wasn't that.
They boil everything in a pot, and then they dump it out on your table, and then you just tear into various kinds of seafood. We had some crab legs and some peel and eat shrimp and some mussels and some clams and some crawfish. So it was my first time eating crawfish. So I actually had to Google how to eat crawfish as I'm sitting there with my hands covered in fish juices. And at one
Crawfish
point,
is one of those things that like they're just not worth the trouble of taking.
they are a lot of trouble. Same can be said about peel and eat shrimp. That shit was a pain in the ass too. Yeah. But at one point, I grabbed one of those crawfish and I twist it, and my thumb crushed through the body, and it just squirted crawfish guts and shit, whatever, just all over my face and all over my shirt. I smelled like low tide for the rest of the weekend. So back to your comment, Jose, about
oh yes, please.
He heard that there were no black people out there. In his older age, my father's racism has definitely softened a little bit. A tiny bit.
That's not where I thought that was going to go. I thought you were going to say he's fully embraced his racism.
No. He can look at Trump and Trump supporters and be like, y'all motherfuckers is crazy. But so they were going around looking at houses, and they had this realtor, and they hit this one house. They get out of the car. My dad looks left, black people. My dad looks right, black people, and he says, "All right, let's go."
That's fucking terrible.
The fucking house for sale already?
No.
Oh my God.
This was one of the houses they were looking at. So the realtor learned pretty quickly, maybe be more
not so
maybe be more picky about the neighborhood you choose and the exact location. What's funny though, they sold their house to a black family.
Oh my God.
So their money's certainly fucking green, ain't it?
Oh, it's hilarious. Terrible, but hilarious.
But it was the way he described it. It was black family on the right, working on their car in the driveway, and a bunch of burnt out cars in the lawn or whatever. And then on the right,
it's fucking Thunderdome in the front yard.
Yeah, it's Delta City. And then you look to the right, and there's a black guy holding 19 pit bulls on a leash. At least that's
19
how.
pit bulls and 6 babies.
Yeah, that's how he made it seem like.
Yeah, sure.
It wasn't.
He's fucking in Compton.
Yeah, it wasn't the Huxtables on one side and the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air on the other.
It was Boys in the Hood and Juice.
I can see.
So yeah. That's been in our weeks.
I love that. He's softened in his racism, But let me tell you this story.
Yeah. Well, I just thought I wouldn't have told the story had Jose not made that comment.
Beautiful. What's up, Jose?
Lady was on vacation, so we were catching up on some loan time, if you know what I mean.
Oh yeah.
I know what you mean.
Hey, you know. Doing that. TV, finished Preacher season 1. Ready to go for season 2. Which,
Man, last night's Preacher, not to cut you off, but it's fucking good, dude. They have this really good, like, one-take fight scene that no one's talking about, and that's kind of a tragedy because it was really fucking cool.
Preacher is still very much under the radar.
Yeah, I look forward to it every week now, and that's what I wanted to do the entire first season.
Walking Dead yet? They're afraid.
Yeah, fuck Walking Dead.
Oh man, I'm so glad I stopped watching Walking Dead.
Oh yeah, me too. Yeah, no, it's like we realized we're like 3 or 4 episodes behind. Like, here's the thing, I don't miss this. So what if we just
exactly, exactly? And then you hear people complaining about, you know, characters no one cares about and storylines that nobody can follow, and it's like, oh man, I am so lucky and so happy I got out while the getting was good.
I do hate that I'm missing Jeffrey Dean Morgan as Negan, because I'll bet he's what I saw of him.
I saw a couple bits of him, and he's downright sexy as Negan.
But he was all over that first episode, and then he wasn't in the next 2 episodes. And I'm like, oh,
as they want to do.
Oh no, fuck this. Like, no, fuck this forever.
And then I'll see a commercial for Fear the Walking Dead, and I'm like, oh, no one cares.
But this shit's in like season 4.
It's like 2 or 3. That's for damn sure.
It's at least 3. I feel like it's so crazy.
People are still watching those shows out of obligation.
I think so, but hey, I was doing the same thing for Preacher last year because it's like, you know, this is the thing I should like. It's okay, but I should love it, and now I fucking love it.
They
picked up the ball and ran with it this season.
You were much more positive on Preacher last year. It hadn't caught fire yet. That's for damn sure. But it was a slow starter.
Yeah, I didn't dislike it, but I didn't love it. I wanted to love it immediately.
And I think the exact point that you decided that you loved it was the hotel fight with all the clones.
That's pretty fun. I liked it. It was fun.
Love that.
So good. So good.
What else got going on today?
Well, the roommate recorded. He's like, oh, man, I got the premiere of Preacher 2 recorded. And then I watched it. It was pretty good. And then I erased it. It's like, you fucking dick.
Jose, I got you. I sent you shit like a year ago.
Yeah, I can't. Yeah, but the thing that sucks is I can't get it going with the smart TV we're watching it on.
I'm gonna help you out. I'm gonna hook you up. Like, call me over the week.
We'll talk.
I'll make it happen. We'll make it work.
All right.
We'll get you going. We'll get you going.
Because that's the thing is you know, we're limited right now because of the space we're in with.
I got you.
With what we're dealing with.
No, we can get you going. We'll get you up and running. Just call me over the weekend. We'll do it.
All right, we'll make it happen. We'll figure it out. I dig it.
Yeah.
Just been trying to catch up and deal with issues that are fucking bullshit. Beyond my fucking control.
Aren't we all, Jose?
Oh, we are. You're supposed to be able to just edit and move stuff. And for some reason, it's not doing that. So imagine whatever your job is, right?
Got it.
And you're doing your job, but every time you type a word or whatever the fuck you do, pick up something, put something down, move something, stand up, sit down, take a drink of water, go to the bathroom. Just imagine every time you go to do that, everything freezes for about 10 to 20 seconds. About 3 out of 5 times it does that. and let's say you make about 50 to 100 moves an hour.
Oh.
So on top of that, let's say you do 200.
Hold on. I've seen you edit, Jose. 50 to 100.
Yeah, this is like pushing play to watch something. This is pushing fast forward. This is pushing stop, and then trying to rewind it because you saw something you like. You gotta sit there and wait. If you try to fast forward through 3 clips, you can't until it does its thing, and then it'll let you. But don't stop it because then now you gotta wait again.
PC you guys got like last year? They were like, "Oh, this is the fucking greatest shit ever." Like, is it already taking the shit on you?
No, this is like the first editing laptop.
Okay. I'm like, God damn, that's still new.
No, it's
this one's
2013 we got it.
Not so newish.
And Jose's been using it as his own personal computer for about 2 years now. So
it's riddled with porn.
Yeah,
got
it's got all that baggage.
Nope. Never did the porn on this one.
I don't believe you for a fucking moment.
You don't have to. That's why my other computer fried. So I did not do it on this one. So suck it on that one. Nope.
They're like, no, I'm going to go against type on this one.
So now imagine. Let's say you make. We'll even go low. Let's say you make 50 moves in an hour, and then you extend a clip or slide a clip over, and then the program freezes. Your life freezes, and then you reopen your life. That's about a 10, 15-minute process because sometimes you have to reset the computer. And then you reopen it, and then you find out all 50 of those moves aren't there anymore, and you have to remake them.
My palms are sweating just listening to you tell this story. I've fucking been there. It's a nightmare.
Now imagine you redo the 50 moves, and you resave it, and then you do 50 more. And then the program crashes, and then you open it, and none of the 100 saves you did are there anymore.
You know what the best part of this story is? The project he's working on is from a show that we shot in December.
Oh, God.
So it's like,
cool.
oh man, like
Jose, when can we expect our Jose's like, imagine you're making 50 moves.
like all of a sudden, like the computer's not working, man. It's causing me to have this project be like super late in July.
Well, yeah, but we've been doing other things.
It's true.
So it's a blast, guys.
Have you talked to your boy Nate at all about taking another look at that thing?
No, I'd have to bring it over there.
I'm like, he wasn't talking to me.
But I don't know. I don't know what the fuck's going on, man. Like last time we were having the sticking problem, it was because it needed to be updated. We updated the version, and then it worked fine. And then it stopped doing that, and it was fine. The Spider-Man thing, no issues, no problems. I think it's because the project is so old. It's from way back
in
before
2016.
And it's just fighting. It's fighting because if I work on something current, it doesn't seem to be doing it. But these old projects trying to finish,
a goddamn bit of sense.
Well, that's the only thing I can think of because, like, we just did something with all new footage, all new graphics, and didn't have not one issue. But then every time I open up this old project is when I'm getting shit.
This has been Tech Talk on the podcast. That sucks, man.
At the very least, you can take solace in the knowledge that even when he's having computer problems, Jose is super calm about it, super even-headed, super patient.
There's been a couple of times where I screamed "fuck," especially when I had to fucking reboot the program 3 times in a row. That was fucking delightful. But you know, it is what it is. We'll fight through it, and we'll persevere by December and get them this video.
Yeah, we already sent him an invoice for it, so.
Ain't that some shit?
Anything else?
Man, I'm gonna leave it at that.
Right on, man. I got you. I feel you.
Y'all don't deserve the rest.
I'll tell you more about it later.
Oh god, that's great.
So Super Spidey.
Super Spide.
Oh, you saw the Spider-Mans?
Yeah, we'll talk about it.
I just saw a Facebook post from JM that says he saw Spider-Man Homecoming again tonight for the 5th time.
God damn.
I don't understand.
So I sent him sent him a comment that said, "We're doing the podcast right now, talking Spidey after the break. Let me know if you want in." He says, "Sure, I'm on my way home. I can be online very soon." So I'm going to send this motherfucker the link.
I love it. Love it. Good stuff.
How? There hasn't even been that much time since the movie came out to do that.
I mean, I think I remember him saying something to the fact that he was, in the theater.
He just never left, huh?
Watching it and bought tickets for the next showing before the first one even ended.
Yeah.
So he just walked out and walked in the next door. It's great. I don't understand.
I want to see it again. Well, we won't get too far into it.
Let's see this. I was just talking the other day to Thatcher about how, look, we're in the age of there's no reason why we shouldn't be able to say, hey, I gave you my 15, my 12 bucks, whatever the fuck it was. I paid for my ticket. Now I'm gone to see it.
I ain't leaving.
Let me feed you a Fandango confirmation number or some shit. Let me watch it at home. Let me stream it for $5. You know what I mean? I pay $5 to watch it again at home.
Well, the theater should be like the ride sometimes, where they're like, all right, if it's not busy, you want to ride it again? Right? Yeah.
It's just, wouldn't be a problem were I still a young man with no commitments a la a John Michael. But goddamn, I can't get a babysitter 2 weekends in a row. You fucking crazy? I ain't got that kind of support network in place, son.
You just gotta get it for one day, all day, all night.
You wouldn't
just do it.
The way he does it, you wouldn't need 2 weekends. He's seen it 5.
That's true.
He's seen it 5 times over the course of, let's say, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, over 6 days.
Yeah, I got the little T-Mobile Tuesday thing today. It's like, hey, you want to see Planet of the Apes for $4 this weekend? I'm like, yeah.
Oh, that's this weekend.
Yeah, I do. I really do.
Yeah, I
can't. I would love to, but I can't. Don't cry for me, Argentina. I'll be all right. I'll be okay. So yeah, let's let that be the next great innovation. Movies. Let's do this shit. There's no reason we can't. Quit fucking with me. It's time. Do it. So yeah, that's all I got, man. Let's take us a break.
Cool.
Take us a break. We'll come back. We'll talk about the Spider-Mans. Like I said, we got no actual fantasy basketball this week, but we'll be back next week with the finals of that.
Yes.
Yeah, it's going to be a tight show. We'll be in and out on this one, I feel like. That's okay.
Yeah.
Kind of cranky.
Considered pulling some news, but I think all the news currently would just piss us off even more.
I guarantee you that's the case. Because I remember I sent you the message today. I'm like, hey, so we're not doing basketball. We're going to do news. And then I thought about what happened in the past couple weeks. I'm like, oh, God. And you're like, nah. I'm like, good. I'm not in the mood for that bullshit.
Okay, well, before we go to break, though.
What happened?
Can we talk about that Inhumans trailer?
Oh, I still haven't watched it. Forgot about it.
Fuck, let's watch this shit right now then.
Have you guys not seen it?
I saw it was out on my phone, but I didn't want to watch it on my phone, and then I forgot to look it back up on YouTube.
Oh boy!
Let's watch it right now. We'll do it right now.
Oh boy, is it awful?
Really?
Yeah. So let me send you guys the same link that I'm going to use.
Yeah, please.
In the Popcast chat, and I will link it in the YouTube chat as well.
Now, homie, that plays Maximus was in Game of Thrones, and he's
the
perfect guy to be Maximus.
Yeah, wasn't he Littlefinger?
No,
No?
he's Ramsey Bolton.
Ramsey Bolton. Okay, I don't watch Game of
I'm
Thrones.
Ramsey Bolton.
Ramsey Bolton.
So, are we-
Cousin of Michael Bolton of the Bolton clan. This is our kingdom and our title.
Are we ready to watch this?
We're ready. All right.
3.
No, I haven't got the link yet. Where's the link?
It's in the Popcast Facebook. There, I just saw that you saw it.
I'm like,
Okay.
don't fucking lie
It's
to me.
open.
In
Go.
3, 2, 1, play.
And this is the one that they're going to put in IMAX.
It's going to be the first 2 episodes in IMAX.
Going to
Right.
find us up here. You should have known this day was coming.
Lightbolt's pretty. This guy. And this is the official Marvel of Trailer 1 if you want to follow along with us.
Yeah.
That doesn't look like Vin Diesel.
To follow our king and remain as silent as he is.
Okay.
We need to go to Earth now. We've been hiding here too long. Let's go to our rightful home.
Oh,
We were on
no.
Earth, we would have a glorious planet to live on, thrive on.
You're talking about betraying your brother. You're
Oh,
talking
no.
about
Is that
treason.
Medusa?
You're blind to his intentions. Right or wrong, he's dangerous.
What I'm talking about is freedom. Freedom for all inhumans.
This is like a sci-fi original movie.
100%.
Your voice to kill your only brother.
Like, I'm not even kidding. Oh, that was kind of neat. Oh, Oddjob looks cool. All right. Okay.
We will not let anyone or anything stop us. We will create our destiny.
Wait.
Nothing can keep us from being free.
Wait. No.
Wait for it.
Oh boy.
Yeah, you were right. Hit it on the nose, Lee, when you said it looked like a sci-fi original movie. I mean, it looks better than that. It looks like a TV show. It looks like Juggalo John in the chat says, it looks like season 1 Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. It looks like Lost. It looks like a
Remember
TV
when
show.
we saw- it does look like Lost, yeah. Like, remember when we saw that, like, you know, on-set footage or picture of Medusa? Like, oh, so that shitty wig is just like, that's just like a stand-in thing, right?
Right.
Yeah. Like, I know it's TV, and I know concessions have to be made, but like,
And also, it's a trailer, so, you know.
but Medusa's hair should always be moving.
Yeah, you can't do that on a TV budget, man.
Then don't do Medusa. Like that's like her
How
hair
about-
should always like
how
at the
about-
very least, she should never be just fucking, you know, shine a fan on the bitch and have her be
It
doing
should
that at the very least.
It should
Like-
at least
like,
be curly.
no, but just perfectly still, the exact opposite of everything I know about Medusa.
I don't know much about it. All I know is Vin Diesel said he was going to be blackballed. Motherfucker lied.
And like I mean, fuck, man, like the CW Arrowverse show costumes look better than that.
Yeah.
Like that just looks low rent.
For something that's supposed to take place in the Marvel Cinematic Universe,
Right.
it
Doesn't feel like it much.
It's icky. It makes me feel icky.
Yeah, like I mean, shit. It looks worse than all the Netflix shows.
Yeah.
It looks worse than current Agents of Shield. Because, like, you know, I still don't love Agents of Shield, but at least it looks good now. And fucking Ghost Rider was on last year, and he was awesome. Yeah, that looks bad.
And
Looks real bad.
The trailer, besides the actual production of the show, the trailer is just poorly put together. Like,
Yeah.
you're gonna end it on Black Bolt having a hiccup and flipping a car, and like that's it. That's your
Ugh.
that's your money shot.
Like, that is not
Yeah, him throwing up on a car.
That's not even like. You guys, Black Bolt is an awesome character, and his whole gimmick and shtick is like to this day one of my favorite in comic books. Like that was hack job bullshit. That was so stupid. Yeesh. All right. Remember when we watched that Cloak and Dagger trailer?
Yes.
This is like the opposite of that.
Mm-hmm. And that, hey, ABC Family bumping, baby.
It's freeform
Yeah, that is
now.
one bit of news that came out this week. They announced the cast of their new Warriors show.
Oh yeah, the AT&T chick's gonna be Squirrel Girl.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, you know the chick from the AT&T commercials that wears the really tight shirts and really tight pants.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she's gonna be Squirrel Girl.
Oh, that's so cute.
That was one little bit of good news. But yeah,
Who's the chick that was saying she wanted to be Squirrel Girl?
Anna Kendrick.
And
guess what? You didn't get the job.
And Barb from Stranger Things wanted to be
Oh, yeah,
Squirrel
yeah.
Girl.
Fuck Barb.
Get out of here, Barb.
Well, man, I'm really glad that we got to share that experience together, you guys.
Yeah, that's gross. It's kind of gross. I don't like it.
As someone who knows a little bit about the Inhumans, like, my knowledge of the Inhumans comes from the toys and the trading cards.
Dog look cool.
Right. Lockjaw look cool. But, like, if I'm someone who doesn't know what the fuck the Inhumans are, I did not get what the Inhumans are from that trailer.
Especially when, like, the Inhumans is... That's, like, the shit on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Right.
Like, the whole thing about, you know, they even had, like, this little, you know, colony a couple seasons ago they were in, whatever. Like, that's a thing. Like, at this point, the ABC viewing audience that watches these shows should know what that is, you know? Like, ugh.
Yeah, so tie it into Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Have Coulson open up the trailer. Something to let people know, hey, this and this are together.
If Coulson and those guys are not, at least in this show in some capacity, that will be a pretty major failing. Because again, like the model exists with what DC and the CW are doing, man. Like any random episode, like Barry can run his ass to Star City and have a conversation with Felicity Smoke. Even though like if Arrow's not in it, the supporting cast can be in literally any episode. And that's kind of cool, you know, like because it you know, they you know every episode of all those shows, they're definitely in the same role as each other. And you know, I get you might not be able to do that with like, you know, the ABC shows and the Netflix shows. The schedules are so different, and like, you know, where the plots are you know, they don't necessarily know ahead of time, and you can't do that with like the freeform shows. I get all that, but like the ABC show should feel like they're together. You know, that's kind of weird.
It kind of makes you wonder why they didn't make this a movie. You remember when it was supposed to be a movie?
Yeah,
they watched the trailer and I was like, oh god.
Well, they hadn't shot anything yet when they decided it wasn't going to be a movie.
Because they, you know, I think it's because they had a shitload of movies, and they've spent a lot of time building, you know, the mythology of the Inhumans on TV already. Like, so that part kind of makes sense, but if they're not going to build off of that, what's the fucking point? Odd. Very odd. But hey, maybe we're being unfair. Maybe, you know, the sea of like 12 extras wearing monochromatic clothes and no way looking visually interesting will make good Inhumans. Who knows? Like, maybe that bland sea of inhumanity will be interesting characters. Who knows?
All hanging out in their apartment complex.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah. Maybe I'll wait until it premieres on ABC. I don't know if I'm going to rush out.
You're not going to watch that. Like, okay. On our computer screens right now, we're like, this looks kind of low rent and shitty. Imagine that 50 feet tall.
50 feet tall and $14 a ticket.
Yeah, like, ugh, gross. All right.
Whoops.
Yeesh. Yeah. All right, we'll take a break, wash our hands of that fucking nonsense. And I got to go fix this toy on the shelf because I noticed it was wrong an hour ago, and it's been grating at me ever since.
Yeah.
I gotta go fix that. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and take a moment to adjust my craziness. Way back, we're talking about Spider-Man, which was not icky, was not gross. In fact, it's quite good.
It was sticky.
It was definitely sticky. Didn't make me feel gross. It made me feel happy inside. Big joy moments. Talk about that after the break. All right, love you kids. Bye.
Break.
Ripped Apparel is your one-stop shop for limited edition t-shirts featuring all the crap that you already like anyway. Every day you're going to see 3 new limited edition designs available only for 24 hours. That's just a single day. After that, they're gone forever. And best yet, if you want to check them out, buy a little something, they're going to throw a little kickback to us, your folks, your friends here at the Popcast. So go to PanelsOnPages.com, click that banner at the top of the page, or on the sidebar at pcn.panelsonpages.com, or you can just update your bookmark, check it out on your phone every single morning. That's what I do. Ripped, that's RIPT.panelsonpages.com. T-shirts start at just $10 and they'll kick us a little something every time, help us keep the lights on, help us keep the podcast going, help us keep the site up, and get you a pretty cool t-shirt, man. Cool swag, cool shirts, good people, good deals from your favorite podcast. So check it out, ripped.panelsonpages.com, 24-hour limited edition t-shirts that are pretty damn awesome. Check it out. And now back to your regularly scheduled podcast. One of the challenges, now they're doing the YouTube broadcast and putting the show up on YouTube, which I love. It's a great idea. I think it's been overall a great success. Can't complain. Good stuff. But one of the challenges is finding music now. Because music I throw whatever the fuck I wanted to up there, and it was, not the way it should be anymore these days. You know what I'm saying? So
form a band, guys.
I was thinking we probably need to focus more along the lines of like comedy bits and shit like that we could put together between the breaks. But that also takes a lot of, man hours and brainstorm and stuff like that.
I love doing that kind of shit. It's just this time, But
stuff like that we can just kind of rotate in and out. We don't necessarily have to have new stuff every week. And then we got a lot of Pond 5 music and so on and so forth. But getting some actual bands to give us music to use would be cool.
Yeah, so so I've just been finding these websites with like Creative Commons kind of music, whatever, all that kind of shit, and it's just finding some that don't suck is just not always easy.
Oh, we know it, homie. We know.
I know you know. I know
we
you know.
We know. But yeah, we've been cutting videos together using royalty-free music for damn near 7 years now. So we've compiled a nice little catalog of stuff that we can use.
Missed the days where we didn't give a fuck.
Yeah. JM, you got a band? What's up?
I am on. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. You got a band?
A band? What?
Are you in a band, or do you have like a music collective? Like, are you like the P Diddy of your own bad boy?
Sure.
Okay, cool. So we need some.
I'm great in the shower. I think so.
Hey,
that's what
the ladies.
That's what Mahoney's mom said. Love you, Mahoney. Your mom's great. John Michael would be lucky to have a shower with her. So John Michael,
lucky to have a shower with him.
John Michael, friends of the show know John Michael, longtime population member.
Also co-host of # Likes Japan Shit.
Oh yeah, co-host of Likes Japan Shit. I saw him
next week.
So this dude just got back from his 5th viewing of Spider-Man: Homecoming. 5th. Yep. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5th. Let's recap for the listening audience. Of movies, what are your top 3 that you've seen the most in theaters?
I actually have a list on my phone. I keep a running count so I don't forget.
God bless you, John Michael.
Of course.
Number 1 is Captain America: Civil War with 16.
It should be Winter Soldier.
Captain America: The Winter Soldier is number 2 with 15.
Oh, just
nice! I can handle that.
Yeah. Well, I tapped out at 15 of The Winter Soldier because I just was busy, and when Civil War came out, I'm like, I have to do at least one more. I was going to do 20, but then I thought if I keep escalating like this, by the time the 4th Avengers movie comes out, I'm just going to have to quit my job and live at the theater.
Get a job at the theater.
Yeah. And then the third most is Power Rangers at 12.
Wow, I did not realize that you saw Power Rangers so many times. He loves Power Rangers. Get off his back.
Yeah, but even the new one?
Yeah,
I love
that's
the one he's talking about.
I don't know.
Right? The new one's the one you're talking about, right?
Yeah, that is correct.
Okay. That's what I thought.
I haven't seen it.
It's good.
I really like it.
It's really good. It's good. I think you would like it, Jose. They're good.
So, are
Spider-Man?
Yeah, are we to believe that you enjoyed it, JM?
I liked it quite a bit.
5 times.
It's now tied for 9th most I've seen a movie with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 other movies.
Where is it in your overall ranking of quality as far as MCU movies go?
I've been thinking about that, and I'm struggling trying to determine that because we also had Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 this summer, so I'm trying to place them.
Sure.
That's the thing. Every time one of these really, really, really great ones comes out, the question always comes up, where does it rank? And it's getting harder.
Yeah.
It really is.
I've seen a lot of people saying that it's their favorite MCU movie of all time, and I'm definitely not going to go that far.
It's definitely a top 5 for me.
But
Like-
by far, unequivocally, the best Spider-Man movie of all time.
Oh God, yes.
Without doubt.
Yeah, like not even. I remember talking a couple weeks ago about maybe before we got really balls deep in the basketball. I'm like, maybe we'll watch the first Spider-Man movie or something. We haven't had a movie night in a while.
Well, we had also talked about doing Spider-Man 3 because that's the awful one, and
Yeah,
we had also
yeah.
talked about doing the Japanese Spider-Man show as a cross promotion with like Japan shit.
But we were too busy talking about fictional characters shitting their pants playing basketball. So none of that should happen.
I still have it up with Spider-Man 2 though.
But here's the
Spider-Man
thing.
2 is good.
Spider-Man 2
it's great.
has a spot in my heart that will always be there, and this
Sure.
is by far one of the best. But I still have Spider-Man 2 like by a little.
Spider-Man 1 even by in its
I
day.
enjoyed this way more than the first Spider-Man.
But in its
Spider-Man 2
day,
is still
Spider-Man
much
1 was great. Spider-Man 2 upped the ante, but I think because they so seamlessly integrated Spider-Man into the MCU, they were able to rip it out of Sony's hands, and across the board, like, there's really not much at all to complain about in this movie.
No, I feel like if we did sit down and watch even the first Spider-Man, even Spider-Man 2, I feel like through the prism of today,
Right.
I'll bet it doesn't hold up as well as we would think it does.
It's kind of a goofy Sam Raimi movie by comparison.
They nailed Doc Ock. I don't know. I
Sure,
love it.
sure.
I love it.
No.
I love it.
But like, here's the thing: for as much as you say they nailed Doc Ock, and I remember I have very fond memories of Spider-Man 2. Do not get me wrong; like, I'm not shitting on Spider-Man 2 at all. But there is a sequence in which Alfred Molina has a silent conversation with his octopus arms.
Well, no, I will say this though. Once Marvel does Dr. Octopus, that will be the Dr. Octopus.
Sure.
I'm not saying like it's going to hold up forever, because that's only because Marvel hasn't done Dr. Octopus yet.
So, spoilers abound for Spider-Man: Homecoming. But let's be real, you've all fucking seen it.
Yeah.
But I still think because after this movie, Venom is in the MCU.
No.
Venom is not in the MCU, and we'll talk about that in a minute. We got to talk about that.
Yeah.
But
as of right now, as of this recording, the Venom movie will not take place in the MCU.
Says who?
Says Kevin Feige. Says Amy Pascal.
Yeah.
They've gone so far as to say that Spider-Man might not even be in the Venom movie.
Right.
Or the Silver Sable Black Cat movie.
Yeah, so fuck it. Let's talk about it right now. Yeah. So
Where are we? Yeah.
They're building these spin-off movies like Venom. Fucking Venom. And they're getting fucking... It's Tom Hardy, right? Is playing Venom, is that right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, so they're doing that, but it's been implied no Spider-Man.
Right.
Like, he will not even be in...
Well, he doesn't have to be if they don't make it Flash.
Well, no, I mean...
But-
Eddie Brock is more tied to Spider-Man than the Flash Venom is.
The reason that Venom worked...
Which one's the astronaut one?
That's Flash.
That was Flash. No. Flash was the bully.
That's John Jameson.
John Jameson was the astronaut.
The astronaut, but he wasn't Venom.
They used John Jameson as a device to bring the symbiote to Earth in the 90s cartoon.
Yeah, well, I thought he was asking about Venom Space Knight, the one that was Guardians of the Galaxy.
That's the Venom I meant, though.
Oh, the Space Knight is Flash Thompson. Yes, he was one of the Guardians of the Galaxy for a minute, and he was a Space Knight. But like, you can't get there without
Not that
Eddie
one.
Brock stuff. And like, the reason Venom becomes Venom, and like the reason that like that symbiosis works, is because you got Eddie Brock, a guy who's kind of discredited as a journalist and hates Peter Parker or hates Spider-Man so much, and hates Peter Parker for that matter, hates these fucking guys so much, and this alien creature that's more or less like a jilted lover who hates them as much and knows they're one and the same. They get together and suddenly you got your fucking chocolate and your peanut butter, and there you go. You got your Venom Reese's peanut butter cup.
Okay.
So, like,
But what if they go with the astronaut, gets the suit? It's not related to Peter Parker, but Spider-Man does eventually get the black suit, but rejects it And that's where that hate comes from. Because then you can have them separate and then eventually bring them together. Because where they're at right now is they're going one way. And this Spider-Man was a really big fucking test. And if it does fucking amazing,
which it is,
why would you not just work it out?
I think best case scenario, this movie does incredibly, which it has so far. It's the second biggest opening of the year behind Guardians of the Galaxy. The biggest opening for a Spider-Man movie of all time, I believe. So best case scenario, I feel, is it does so well and is so critically well received that Kevin Feige sits down next to Amy Pascal and goes, look, you can fucking keep all the box office receipts, but we're putting the brakes on this Venom movie, and we're going to do it the way it should be done.
Yeah, but that's not going to happen.
Man, like, seriously, I got
the brakes on anything. They
legit goosebumps before the movie even started when the Marvel Studios crawl starts. Whatever, it's like,
yes,
dun, 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 dun. I'm like, oh my god! Like, I came a little bit.
I have seen it 5 times, and I get goosebumps so intense that I almost start convulsing every time.
It got me so good.
Had the integration of the MCU been limited to, the events of Civil War and Iron Man kind of being Peter's mentor, then I would be okay with Venom and so on and so forth not being in the MCU. But from the first frame of that movie, this Spider-Man is balls deep in the MCU. All of his villains are created because of the Avengers incident.
And that's so
yeah, but they can still do something like that. I mean, you're not okay.
I get what you're saying, Jose.
This goes straight. The Venom movie is a go, and it already is what it is. Everything's already out. You can still make it work and still have it fit without needing Spider-Man. But it's not going to be the Venom we grew up on, but we're not going to get that.
It's more of forcing it to make it fit than having it fit correctly the way it should.
Well, you're not going to get correctly the way it should.
I think we always said
Vulture in.
We always said that Spider-Man would never be in the MCU, and he fucking is, isn't he?
So then, why can't that be the same with this Venom ending up in the MCU? I'm just saying.
Because this
I'm not ruling it out until I see
the MCU. That's kind of the idea.
I'm cool with this Venom being in the MCU, but I think this Venom needs to be like the Thanos of the Spider-Man universe,
but not for like 3 more movies.
Right.
Yeah,
that's my point.
They're
like
kind of skipping ahead a little bit.
Like Jose, you and I talked about maybe having the symbiote be teased in Infinity War. Like someone comes home with the symbiote somehow, and then
that's actually where it comes. Like the symbiote came from Secret Wars.
Right.
And then it still can work. We still don't know what Venom's going to be.
It can't. It shouldn't work with Venom coming out next year.
Right. Exactly.
Is the point. It
shouldn't.
It should.
But would you rather? Venom's happening no matter what. So would you rather it be on its own, or would you rather it be a part of it?
I don't agree that Venom is happening no matter what, because they were talking about a Sinister Six movie that never happened.
They're talking about a Venom movie that never happened too, about 10 years ago.
Yeah, but I think casting Tom Hardy as like, we're not talking about it like he is Venom. It's gonna happen.
Yeah,
well they've done that with The Rock in the DC movies as Black Adam, and they announced that like 2-3 years ago, and nothing.
And
has
Tom,
it was announced to like come out way after all the other movies.
Tom Hardy was supposed to be Rick Flag in Suicide Squad. Remember?
Right. Yeah. So
but he left though. But that's different. He left.
So that's not to say that he won't leave Venom too.
I feel like Sony's only half learned their lesson.
No,
like,
correct.
Still
You're
wanting to jump the gun.
100%. Yes. But they by just reading the response to Spider-Man Homecoming, they should learn that wow,
Okay.
like
Let me ask this.
We've been doing this for 15 years, and like Marvel swoops in, and finally, like there's a Spider-Man movie that everybody loves.
Let's just go into a little bit. So the movie begins, and it's the day after Avengers,
right?
And Michael Keaton plays Toomes, future Vulture, and he's like, "Great, here we go. All my guys are here. We got this big fat contract with the city. We're set for fucking ever. We're gonna clean this shit up for
We're cleaning up this Chitauri. We're cleaning up this Chitauri space whale.
Yeah, I mean these fuckers are huge. There's like 9 of them down here. We're gonna be busy for a while. Like it's all good, guys. Let's get to work. In comes some broad from the government with all of her cronies.
Time Daily.
Like, is this motherfucker gonna be damage control? There's damage control. The Department of Damage Control, conceptualized by Tony Stark, leads this guy, this fucking working class guy. I'm like, this motherfucker comes in and boots us out. And the guys that were there were real shitty about it,
Yeah.
But they got this truck full of alien shit they've already got, And they're like, hell no, we're not going to turn it in. Let's sell it. And like, there's your villain turn. 8 years ago.
8 years later.
This shit under the radar for 8 years, and it's fucking brilliant. Because that's the thing that I think this movie does so well that they never do, is that in even the Marvel movies, which I think we all generally universally love, like the stakes are appropriately small than Spider-Man: Homecoming.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Not only do you give us the origin of basically a whole supervillain team all in one fell swoop, but their whole motivation is, fuck it, we're going to go rob banks. We're going to sell weapons, which is like a Spider-Man villain thing to do.
Yeah, we're not looking for infinity gems. We're not trying to take over the world.
We're not trying to turn Manhattan into lizard people.
we're not opening a portal with a bunch of trash falling out of the sky like they do in every one of these goddamn movies. Like it's just, not to bag up, but it's all the shit that Suicide Squad did wrong. Mm-hmm. This movie really did right. It's so smart. And they've presumably been doing this shit for years. It only becomes an issue because Spider-Man stumbles across them by happenstance one night.
Yeah.
I really feel like between this and Logan, we're starting to hopefully they're starting to realize that not everyone has to be a world-ending movie. It can be small. It can be small stakes and be appropriate and good because of that.
Well, even Tony Stark touches on that. He's like, you be on the ground. You're the friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. We'll take care of the big worldwide threats.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. And you've got all that great shit in there. All that good character stuff. One of the best Marvel villains in a movie, hands down, because he's not like, I don't want to say he's not a bad guy, because he's a bad guy, but generally speaking, I get the vibe that the shit they're doing doesn't really hurt anyone. You know what I mean? Like they're knocking shit over, I'm sorry, robbing a bank is a victimless crime. That shit's insured. It's fine. And even when he vaporizes his boy, he's like, I thought this was the anti-gravity guy.
Yeah, that if you think about it,
nah, man, that's that one.
Well, I don't even think that they if they haven't definitively robbed a bank, because those bank robbers, it's implied that they got the weapons from the Vulture.
They bought the weapons.
They weren't doing they were just selling. They were just arms dealers.
Yeah, they were taking from they were essentially being the cleanup crew after Damage Control. They were stealing from Damage Control, making the weapons, and then people would rob using those weapons. But
good point.
Vulture didn't actually do
they
that.
They probably had the contracts to clean up any damage that any of these robberies. They probably cleaned up that little corner.
But still, they're doing armed robbery by robbing those trucks.
Oh yeah, but you still need to keep a legit business.
It's still low key villain stuff,
but he's not evil.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right. Not tenting his fingers evil.
He's doing this to make money to provide for himself and his family. He's not trying to take over the world.
And fucking business is good. You see that house?
No shit, right?
And his chocolatey ass wife and daughter.
Yeah. I love that he basically became what he hated, but still had the mentality that he was getting fucked over by everybody.
If you going back to his dude being vaporized, if you think about it, that's the only murder that he perpetuates on screen.
And it was an accident.
Yeah.
Yeah, but man, his suit looks cool. His whole thing is rad.
The bomber jacket that
cool.
subs for the vulture feathers.
You get Tinkerer, you get Shocker, you get the Scorpion.
You get 2 Shockers, yeah.
2 Shockers. Who am I missing? And then you got Donald Glover plays
Aaron Davis,
the Ultimate Prowler, which is kind of cool.
Who is also Miles Morales' uncle.
Yeah.
That was so cool. That was so... I loved that.
Which scene at the garage where like he's got the enhanced interrogation mode on it and just fucks it all up, you know?
You need to get better at this part of the job.
He's like running away. He's like, that's going to dissolve in 2 hours. He goes, oh, hell no. You got to fix this. I got ice cream and shit in here. He's like, you deserve this. You're a criminal.
He was so perfectly used in that movie. Like, great supporting turn. Just so well done.
Yeah. And fucking Holland is so good as Peter Parker. Like, you feel him every minute he's on screen. He's having a good time.
Yeah. It's a different Peter Parker and Spider-Man than we've ever seen. He's a fanboy.
Gotten the Spider-Man movie that is also like a legit coming of age story. And this very much is that.
John Hughes movie.
And even the whole movie felt kind of like childish in the beginning. And then as the movie went with the tone and with the characters, everything started to mature.
To the point where he matures by the end of it. Like, know what? I don't want to be an Avenger right now. You know what I mean? Like, it's a great... His arc in the movie is really solid and well-defined, man. Like,
and the
really
suit,
good.
god damn.
Yeah. God damn the suit.
Did you guys realize who the voice of the suit was?
Yeah, that's all. I love that so much. Jennifer Connelly.
No shit.
Yep.
Yeah. She's married to Paul Bettany. So.
Right. Yeah.
And this is ass to ass herself. Huh?
And she was Betty Ross in the
Ang Lee Hulk.
Ang Lee Hulk.
Right, yeah.
You know, not the same universe.
Sounded like you said angry Hulk. Angry Hulk. Hulk's so angry.
You wouldn't like me when I'm angry.
But and the bit in the car where Toombs puts together who he is such a good bit of business.
Yeah, where they were fucking around with like the lights where it went from red to green. And
he was.
Oh my god, I love ever since I saw like every viewing since the first one. I know that's coming, and the rest of the audience that I'm with doesn't. I love to hear the reactions because when
the door opens up and it's
I've been in. Yeah, every viewing, people audibly gasp. One woman just screamed out, "Oh snap!"
that's the beauty of Jungle Fever is they're able to hide that swerve so good.
No lie,
didn't see it coming, but they set it up from the beginning. Even Peter Parker had Jungle Fever, so he should have known.
No lie.
I like watching it again because when Shocker and the other thug go to the school to track the energy pulse of the Chitauri energy core that Peter had taken, they have a little bit of a line about like how their boss won't like where they are, like he won't like that we're here.
Then it makes
you don't pick up on that the first time because it's just whatever, but knowing that like, hey, his daughter goes here.
Yeah,
it's really nice.
Once Peter's walking up to the door, I thought for a second I was like, "Oh shit!" The door's gonna open and it's gonna be Bokeem Woodbine, because obviously. But when it was Michael Keaton, I was like, "All right." What?
I thought like
2017, man.
I thought he was gonna knock on the door and like the Vulture's gonna swoop down and snatch him up or some shit. That's what I thought was gonna happen. Like, in the suit.
My mom was saying she thought like they'd be kidnapped and he answered the door. The family's tied up inside or something.
Yeah. No, what they did was way better. Way better.
Speaking of
being all dad and shit, and he's just sweating balls. Like,
could you leave us alone? I'm gonna have the dad talk with Pedro. He was doing his Beetlejuice voice.
Love it.
Crazy
I don't like, and you can call it nitpicky all you want to. Is like the character that end up being MJ is unrecognizable as an MJ.
Oh my god.
Right now, because they were throwing the fucking swerve. Right now, the next one, I guarantee you, as she matures,
she's not even Mary Jane. This is by far my only problem with the movie is this whole MJ thing.
Like I enjoyed that character, but like
Right.
and she kept popping up, and I'm like, is that chick supposed to be? Because I remember, oh my god, MJ's a black chick. Is that supposed to be her? I don't know. Like I liked that character.
Well,
Like,
it was
fun.
MJ's a black chick, and everybody went nuts. And then Marvel's like, no, her name's Michelle. And then over the course of the movie, like
They never refer to her by name.
They don't say her
Yeah,
name
but
until
that's the obvious.
refer to her
but
by name.
That's the obvious.
They
That
say
makes it
the
so
teacher
obvious.
the teacher says her name when they're at the Washington Monument, calls her Michelle, and I was like, okay, well she's not Mary
right.
Jane. And then I think they say her name one other time, right when the teacher says that she's the captain of the mathletes team now.
I only ever picked it up at the end. That moment there. Yeah.
So, like, if you're gonna actually, like, if she's gonna be MJ, don't call her Michelle in the movie at all. Like, let her be MJ. Let her be Mary Jane Watson.
Like,
let her be.
Why can't she? I know. Again, we're sucking this movie's dick so hard, but like, that's a really weird move. I don't understand the point.
Yeah,
of it.
like, why of all things have that be a reveal? That seems like something Sony came up with and jammed in there.
That felt very Dark Knight Rises, the Robin.
Right. That's exactly what I said. And I like the Dark Knight Rises Robin reveal because it kind of works within Nolan's universe where Robin would be stupid. Robin would be stupid just going along with the Christopher Nolan Bat movie tone. So having him be quote-unquote Robin, I liked, and it was a cool little nod at the very end of this long epic trilogy. But compare that to, oh, my friends call me MJ, my name's actually Michelle Jones, I'm not actually Mary Jane Watson, but let's just throw this in there at the end as a little Easter egg twist. No, not having it.
I have that character. I have no problem if they had made her just flat out Mary Jane. I don't even care that they like change personality if she was Mary Jane. Like I like Mary Jane, but I'm not married to her personality enough where if they changed her I would care. What I don't like is the half-assed of it.
Right.
Like she's MJ, but not like if
Right.
they're going if they never have Mary Jane in this and her name and this is like their like sort of MJ, and the name's supposed to evoke that, but she's not. That's still weird.
Yeah,
You're full out go. This is our Mary Jane. Fuck all of you. This is what we're doing.
100%. I 100% agree.
Because now if they actually put Mary Jane in there, now you've got two characters with MJ. Like,
that's fucking dumb. It's stupid.
Jane, and Mary Jane is the love interest. She's always going to be the love interest. It's either her or. And that's
Gwen Stacy.
I don't mind that she wasn't the love interest in this movie. Like, it's fine. I don't mind it at all. But just that there's nothing about that character that makes any sense as MJ. Very weird.
I wonder if they'll just like they've said that they might do MJ, but I wonder if they just won't because we had MJ in the Raimi movies and Gwen Stacy in the Amazing Spider-Man movies. Maybe they're thinking, you know what, we're just going to create our own character. Yeah, she's called MJ, but like this is who she's going to be.
Gross.
I could see them doing that.
I think you're right though. Now it does seem like a Sony thing to do. Like I can just imagine them being at the meeting. They're like, no, she's MJ. We're not budging Feige.
This is our fucking. This is our fucking hill to die on.
This is the thing.
See, I like the idea of she's this emo kind of no makeup, she's a little greasy looking, and she's very antagonistic towards Peter.
Which
I like
that part. I liked her character a lot. Actually.
I like the idea of
imagining that's the best
a character arc of her and Peter over their 4 years of high school where, she grows out of her ugly duckling phase and she's busting Peter's balls all 4 years of high school. And then, senior year or whatever, they graduate and she's fucking banging hot. And like they finally
legally changes her name to Mary.
No, this is in my universe where she's actually Mary Jane. In my imaginary universe, but the Michelle shit, get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here with that MJ stuff. Like, and having that be at the end of the movie, it's like, oh man, you guys you couldn't resist fucking it up just a tiny little bit.
Yeah. The final moment, you gotta fuck it up just a bit. You put the fuck up toe in the water.
They should have just made They should have just made her like Felicia Hardy or something. Like, just pick a different love interest that we really haven't done before.
Drop like a little bit of pee in the far end of the pool, way away from where you are. Like, oh, it's gonna get here eventually.
I
Gross.
like the Felicia Hardy idea. What's also funny is, as part of the mathletes, Betty Brant is a mathlete, but she's blonde with a black headband. And like, what does that make you think when you think Spider-Man? Like, could you not have given her a different piece of wardrobe?
Yeah.
But if they make her Hardy, then they can bring her brothers in on the next one.
Well, and then Venom can be her brother too, because Tom Hardy.
Yeah. So yeah, don't want to draw on too much, but it's a really weird thing, and it, after I tweeted it, but kind of discovering several times during the movie, I'm like, why the fuck does my face hurt? Oh, I've been smiling for 10 minutes. That's why. Oh, okay, great. It's like after so much of that to be like, friends call me MJ. I'm like, fuck you. Ew.
I literally, when we went out to lunch afterwards and that topic was brought up, and I just fucking jerk off motioned in the middle of the restaurant.
Come on.
Now, I watched that whole movie with that is MJ the whole time.
Right. Because we knew.
So I mean, whether Michelle, whatever,
I didn't know because
whatever.
I don't know any of these fucking young up and coming Disney star actors. Any one of them could have been Zendaya. I don't know.
I really want them to kind of just say fuck it, go back and redub when they call her Michelle and change it to Mary.
Yeah,
and just be like, you know what?
ADR fix it for the home video release.
Well, they can't change it because never mind.
It would have been it's much easier just to not ever call her Michelle.
Yeah, that's silly. That's silly.
It's such a weird little thing to include, and it's such a weird twist and plot device that, like, of all the characters you're gonna tease, why Mary Jane?
Yeah, you got Matt Gargan in there, played by that fucking dude from Breaking Bad. And
that was great.
Saul. I love that guy.
I loved when because they named him on the boat. They named him on the ferry, and I heard Matt Gargan, and Jose's been talking about he's wishing they'd bring Scorpion in. And I heard Matt Gargan, and it took everything in my power not to elbow him in the fucking side when they named him on the ferry.
Well, and I knew it once they said his name. I was like, okay, he's
somebody.
But I don't know what a Matt Gargan is. Except head's always on
Matt
fire.
Gargan
was also a Venom too.
Yes, exactly. He was the fucking awesome Dark Avengers Venom.
Yeah.
The Thunderbolts Venom.
But they did, after they fucked up with the MJ stuff, they recovered beautifully in the last shot of the movie.
Yes.
Where, Peter's in his room, he pulls the costume off, you got the out of focus Aunt May in the background. What the fuck? Credits.
I love it because
love it.
We've talked
I feel
about
like
this.
It harkens back to the first Iron Man movie where he outs himself at the end. Like it, I like that. Like reveal to people and then credits.
You remember how much we complained about Karen in Daredevil being just a total dumb idiot and always complaining about Matt Murdock and Foggy and why are they always keeping secrets? Why they seem like they're living a double life? That shit where you're keeping your secret identity secret from someone is some of the most boring, just painful stuff to sludge through in these superhero movies. And you don't want hot Marissa Tomei Aunt May to look like a total fucking dummy. So letting her know that he's Spider-Man is brilliant. And it removes that whole subplot of exactly. Oh, and Jose,
and gives you the new subplot, like the thing that we've actually never seen in a Spider-Man movie, where she's like, "What the fuck are you doing?"
Yes.
Please stop! Please don't do this.
Because isn't in the comics the whole thing was like they said, "Oh, she knew the whole time." So why have him play the bullshit of hiding it if she knew the whole time?
Because she didn't really know the whole time. That was like some Clone Saga shit, I think.
You try and hide it from her because Uncle Ben's death is still fresh.
Right.
And she doesn't want him in danger. And he's instead of running the opposite direction, he's running straight towards danger.
Type Marissa Tomei into Google, and then one of the first things that comes up is a story from Screen Rant. Spider-Man Homecoming. Why, quote unquote, hot Aunt May is a problem. Fuck you. She was delightful.
And
I got two lines into that article, and I'm like, I'm not reading this. This is bullshit.
I saw a couple people mention how they wish her character wasn't just that she was hot, and I didn't get that. Like
I didn't get that either, actually. No.
As a warm-blooded cis white male, yes, she is hot Aunt May, but she played a good Aunt character. Sure, Tony Stark hit on her a little bit. The guy at the restaurant, Ned, had a little bit of a crush on her, but she had more than just hot Aunt May.
Yeah, I think they had, like, she didn't have a whole lot of scene, but, like, what she had was really good. I liked them, the little dinner scene I thought was pretty fun. Like, I liked her a lot.
I saw an amazing tweet yesterday. It was that Marissa Tomei, today, in Spider-Man Homecoming, is a year older than Rue McClanahan was when Golden Girls debuted.
That's insane.
Marissa Tomei is 52 years old. Rue McClanahan was 51 when Golden Girls went on the air.
To be fair, I think a lot of that might have to do with just the style of that era. Like, I think you put that hair on anybody, they're going to look 20 years older than they are.
And technological advances help, you live better now than 30 years ago.
She's taking better care of herself in her 30s than Rue McClanahan was, I guarantee you. Yeah, good stuff. What'd
you guys think of Flash Thompson? That's one of the other things that people I've seen complaining a lot about.
It was kind of strange, for even bully Flash Thompson to also be a nerd.
Yeah, but there's fucking bully nerds.
Oh, there are.
Look at us.
There are.
Look at us.
Yeah, I think that's more. I think that's more compelling and a little bit more true to some of the things that are going on today than just jackass jock bully number 1 billion that we've seen in a movie.
He's a fucking rich internet troll.
Yeah. 100%.
I've just seen people lose their minds on this, and I'm like, who cares about Flash Thompson that much that they care he's not a jock?
He's been a white buff dude in 2 Spider-Man series already, and they did little to nothing with him. So why not? This movie was
Queens. I mean, you had to have one of the main characters Indian.
The movie was brown as fuck, y'all.
Yeah, it was. They said we are giving it all to you. Mixed relations, jungle fever by the hero and the villain.
And Jose and I have been working on Comic-Con India did a press junket with Tom Holland and Jacob Batalon, who plays Ned in Spider-Man Homecoming. We cut together the footage of that, and they put it out. And he's Ned is bald in the interview. And so I'm watching this movie and I'm looking at his hair, and all the other press that he's done, he's been bald. He's fucking wearing a wig in that movie. Mm-hmm. And I lean over to Jose. Yeah, you can tell if you look closely enough. And I found a couple articles that said, yeah, he's wearing a wig. That's weird. Why? Why not just cast someone with hair or make the character hairless?
Because growing hair takes a long time, fellas.
Well, then make the character bald.
Yeah.
Where's the strict must-have hair rule?
That's a weird thing.
That was a Sony thing.
That character is straight up Gonky from Ultimate Spider-Man. 100%. Why did they change his name? I don't understand.
Well, it really makes no sense, because even if they do Miles eventually, now you can't use Gonky because it's this is just Ned 2.0. You can't.
Well, what if he's both of their friends? He just happens to know both of them.
Right? But just the way he looks, the way he talks, the way he acts, that's the character. It's very odd.
And his name is
where in one of the most recent issues of Spider-Man, which is now Ultimate Spider-Man in the regular Marvel universe now, he's Gonky's having a conversation with somebody, and he doesn't want to tell her his real name. He's like, "What's your name?" He says, "Ned." Then is you sly son of a bitch.
Yeah, when Ned yells out that Peter knows Spider-Man, it reminded me so much of recently when Gonky outed Miles to Goldballs.
Right? Yeah. That's right. X-Men, his name's Goldballs. Nah, he's read a comic book sometime.
Gonky outed Miles to Goldballs.
Right.
Fucking gibberish. Comics are stupid.
Gonky is kind of stupid.
Well, what's funny is also he's Ned Leeds. He's the Hobgoblin.
What the fuck?
Yeah, he's Ned. He's not just Ned. He's Ned Leeds, who
No
ends
shit.
up being
I did
the
not
Hobgoblin.
catch that.
Yeah, that's well. They never like they've said it in like press releases and stuff, but they never call him Ned Leeds in the movie, and
Right.
he's only credited as Ned in the credits of the movie.
Okay. I feel like I would have.
So, like-
if someone said Ned Leeds, I would have shit my pants and caught that. I feel like.
Yeah, they can backpedal in the movies if they want to, but like call them Ned Leeds. But Ned, watching the movie for the 5th time tonight, I realized it really hit me. One of the reasons I love this movie, and it's kind of twofold. It's both Karen and Ned, and it's that because in the comics he's monologuing and the caption boxes, thought bubbles, everything. Spider-Man's like always talking. Even if it's to himself. And in the other movies, he had nobody to bounce anything off of that knew who he was.
Right.
And so, in Suit, once Karen is activated, he has somebody to talk to.
Yeah.
And then, he's got Ned to talk to when he's out of Suit, and then also when Ned's, guy in the chair in it.
Yeah.
And I really like that he had somebody to actually talk to.
The bit where he's trapped in the damage control lockup, and the big montage, and fucking around with Karen. He's like, "How long have I been here?" She says, 37 minutes. That's impossible. Gotta get out of here. No, I loved it. Great. Fucking great. Like, I put it up there really and truly. I put it up there with, like, that first Iron Man. You know what I mean? Like, it's just a damn perfect movie. Like, you
I
can't
can
pull
agree with
apart.
that.
MJ notwithstanding, like, you can't pull apart like what the movie's about. You know what I mean?
So,
Like,
well,
it's just super tight.
It is the new Iron Man because
Right.
this is the new school of what's next for the MCU.
Yeah.
And who's going to be around for a while. Iron Man
think you're
was
right.
the guy that glued everything together. Spider-Man's going to be the guy that glues the new teams together, the new
Which
cast
makes,
of everybody.
makes it even
Who
more
do you think
important.
is going to be the next Marvel character in the next Spider-Man movie? They said it won't be Iron Man, but there will be one. Who do you think it'll be? I'm hoping Ant-Man.
Cap would be cool. Daredevil would be really cool.
Well, no, I like that because Iron Man's going to die instead of Captain America. It was the result of the Civil War. So Captain America takes up his mantle. Bucky ends up Captain America.
Captain America takes up Iron Man?
I thought that's what you just said.
No. No, I'm
Did
saying
just say who's going to be the next Iron Man?
no. I'm saying that no. What
I said
Jam
like
is
who's going to fulfill the role that Iron Man
Yeah.
did in this one. They said it's not going to be Iron Man in the next movie, but it will be a Marvel character.
who's going to be the MCU character that's going to be his supporting character in the next Spider-Man movie.
Okay,
And I said it should be Captain America, but Daredevil would probably be super cool.
They won't do it, but that would be super cool.
Oh, they fucking should.
Never say never. Never say
That's
never.
true,
We
that's
just
true.
watched a Spider-Man movie distributed by
That's a very
Sony.
good point. That's
But
a very
in
good
the
point.
MCU.
All the Captain America shit was pretty funny too.
Yeah, it was.
Oh my god! My favorite line in the movie is, I'm pretty sure this guy's a war criminal now, but the state requires us to show this video.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah, it's so balls deep in the MCU mythos.
And it doesn't feel out of place because if Captain America were real, that shit would absolutely exist.
And if Spider-Man is going to be the lead horse for this next phase of the MCU, then they need to get this Venom shit and Black Cat. They need to get all that straightened out. They need to have a plan. They need to work together. They need to calm their fucking
or just
tits.
fucking let them, let
them
them
fuck up their own shit.
Let them do what the fuck they want to do, whatever. Like my understanding is they've got Spider-Man on lock for like 6 fucking movies.
You know
or
what?
Some shit like.
I like that.
I think they only have it worked out until after Like they've got whatever the Homecoming sequel will be, and then the next two Avengers movies. That's all that is like locked down for the MCU Spider-Man stuff at this point.
That's 5 movies. You know what I'm saying? Like that's a lot.
Yeah.
You know?
But you would have thought that after the Tobey Maguire movies and after the Andrew Garfield movies, that people would turn their nose up at another Spider-Man reboot, but that's not the case. So if a Venom movie comes out and it's garbage, and if Marvel puts together a Venom movie, 5 years later, it's still gonna have some cachet to it.
Yeah, very true. Very true.
Marvel Studios has so much, they've got so much clout at this point, and I think they did it perfectly by having Spider-Man in Civil War, by about him, kind of start washing the taste of the Amazing Spider-Man movies out of people's minds, and then now people are okay with there being a different Spider-Man.
Yep.
And this movie is I love how deep into the Marvel universe this is without it being intrusive. They mention, it starts with the Avengers stuff. Where they're salvaging things is where Hulk punched Thor in the Avengers at the beginning. They mention Lagos. They mention
the Triskelion.
And they mention
the Sokovia Accords.
They mention all this stuff, but it doesn't feel like
there's
intrusive. It
pieces
doesn't stop the movie.
Pieces of Ultron bots. Bruce Banner is on the wall in one of Peter's classrooms. They've got a bunch of old school scientists. They've got Tesla and Einstein and Bruce Banner.
No shit. That's cool.
The principal is the grandson of one of the Howling Commandos, and he has a picture. And the same actor played the Howling Commando.
That's right. Principal Merida.
Yeah. And he's got a picture of himself, essentially his grandfather, in his office that you can clearly see.
Yep. I do have to say this. I rewatched probably the first 45 minutes of Amazing Spider-Man on FX this weekend. And I got to give I am a fan of those Amazing Spider-Man movies. I can I can identify their faults, which are many.
It's kind of not great, but I'm on the first one.
I identify their faults.
Almighty passion.
The
I hate them so much.
Score of those Amazing Spider-Man movies, probably one of my favorite superhero movie scores in the past 15 years. And the one thing Spider-Man Homecoming cannot hold a candle to the Amazing Spider-Man movies is the web slinging. The web slinging in the Amazing Spider-Man movies is like riding a roller coaster. When you get those POV shots of him just going through the streets, but Homecoming, he's still getting his bearings. He pretty much fucking sucks as Spider-Man.
I love the bit too where, for the first time ever, and they do it occasionally in the comic books, like Daredevil or Spider-Man will talk about it, but his mode of transportation, the webs, do fuck all in the suburbs. I think that's amazing. They never talk about it much in the comics even, but he's that long shot of him just running across the golf course. It sucks.
That's why he gets a fucking Spider-Mobile.
Yeah. It's good stuff. Check it out, man. Go see it again. See if you can beat John Michaels' record, son. Although I bet he's not done. You gotta play catch up, motherfuckers.
Yeah, man. I do not suggest
100% not done.
I do not suggest anyone does that.
You probably shouldn't do that.
How many times did you see Guardians 2?
Only 5.
I would, and while I did really enjoy Homecoming, Guardians 2 is still my favorite of the summer so far.
That's tough. Guardians 2 is really good.
I like this better than Guardians 2.
They do such very different things. You almost can't compare them.
Sure.
You know? They're both really good for very different reasons.
It's hard because, as a core character, I like Spider-Man more than any of the Guardians, and so that kind of I can't begin to compare them because they're too different.
But then I've got my daddy issues.
For me, Yondu is 90%. Yondu is 90% of the draw for Guardians 2 for me.
I did like how
about.
Homecoming took a cue from Guardians and had some really interesting songs on the soundtrack. The couple of Ramones songs. There was a song in there that they did a montage to that I hadn't heard in years, but I just recently rewatched Kingpin, and it was on the soundtrack to Kingpin. So it's like within a week I hear this song twice in
That's so
two
weird.
different movie montages.
There was a kid behind me in the theater, maybe like 10, somewhere in that neighborhood, or whatever. But like, whenever like those old Ramones songs would come on, whatever, he would like kind of quietly sing along to them to himself. I'm like, this fucking kid rules.
Guitar Hero, man.
You know, speaking of like daddy issues, I really liked the relationship between Peter and Tony in this movie.
Yeah.
Where Tony's trying to be a mentor, trying to be better than his father was for him. And I like it because you feel like you've earned that from Tony because you've seen him make the mistakes through these movies.
Right.
So now he's trying to prevent Peter from doing it.
Yeah.
Like that scene where he tells him to shut up because the adult is talking. I love that moment.
Yeah, and when Peter says he wants to be like you, and it's like, I want you to be better than me. You know, it's like, it's good.
Oh,
yeah,
man.
It's an earned moment for sure.
Gwyneth Paltrow looking fine.
Oh,
Gwyneth
yeah.
Paltrow looking super fine. And I was so glad to see her.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, good, they patched shit up. That makes me so happy. Yay.
Yeah,
like, on screen and off, they patched shit up.
Right?
I gotta say, like, every time I watch the movie, I think to myself, who the fuck are the Avengers right now? Because, like, Tony's team was Spider-Man, War Machine himself, Vision, Black Panther, and who am I forgetting? Black Widow. Black Widow went on the run. War Machine can't walk as far as we know.
I bet he can't.
Like, Black Panther's back in Wakanda.
Black Widow's on the run?
Bucky.
Spider-Man we've seen. So, like, are the Avengers right now Tony and the Vision? Because like that's all like
Tony and the Vision. Is Black Widow on the run?
Well,
like she
left. Turned on him. Remember?
Yeah, she turned and then she left, and they said that she's coming. They're coming for her, and then she left, and that's the last we saw her in Civil War.
Huh.
I'm very anxious to see what happens with all those characters, like how they come together, and like because I think we get Ant-Man and the Wasp before Infinity War. Is that right?
I think it's in between it's in between and 4. We get Black Panther, then we get. I think it's between 3 and 4.
What if Venom makes his debut in Black Panther?
Man, we haven't talked about it. The trailer came out. I remember having some very roller coaster of emotions that Black Panther day because that poster came out. And it was like, oh, look at the Black Panther poster. I'm like, that Black Panther poster looks shit. That is some real bad Photoshop painting.
I thought we did talk about the Black Panther trailer.
Did we?
Yeah, that was long enough ago.
Yeah, I don't remember if we did or not. I don't remember. But then the trailer comes out. I'm like, okay, no, I'm back in.
All right.
It was fucking fire, son.
Thor Ragnarok, November 3rd. Black Panther, February 16th. Infinity War, May 4th. Ant-Man and Wasp, July 6th. Captain Marvel, March 8th, 2019. Avengers 4, May 3rd, 2019. Wow. Spider-Man Homecoming, July 5th, 2019.
God damn. It's an age of fucking wonders,
It's
kids.
an embarrassment of riches.
Say it again. These kids today don't know how good they got it. Went my whole goddamn life for this.
Yep. So, like, yeah, I see people complain about superhero fatigue, but
Fuck you.
When I was growing up, like, those are the movies I wanted to see, like, and we get that now. Thank you.
Yeah, no, never superhero fatigue. Like every time I hear that, I'm like, go fuck yourself. Just don't go. Like you don't go then. You feel superhero fatigue? Keep your happy ass at home.
I used to have notepads full of dream castings for all the Marvel movies. I had a Entertainment Weekly. It was Demolition Man circa, and there was a picture of Sylvester Stallone.
Kill, baby.
He's about to get frozen, so he's all naked, but he's got those little like the sensors on him or whatever. And I took a black ballpoint pen and I drew Wolverine hair on that motherfucker.
Yeah, and that thing's happening now too. Where like every time like a mid to big level movie comes out, you can just look at the cast and go, "Oh, that guy was in Avengers. That guy's a Batman. That guy's Suicide Squad." You can fucking comic book up the entire cast. Everyone's fucking doing these things now because there's so many of them, and the tapestry is so rich.
Yeah, I don't typically like Dreamcast myself, But there's been talk that people want Kraven for the next Spider-Man movie.
That'd be cool.
And one name I heard thrown out was John Hamm, and I would be 100% down for John Hamm.
John Hamm needs to be in a superhero movie one way or the other. I don't know about
really cool.
Kraven, but he is too handsome and too good looking and too chiseled not to be in a superhero movie.
I think they're gonna make him Josh Brolin.
Yeah, but I was not a Mad Men guy. I didn't watch Mad Men, but I kind of seen bits and Nicole watched it, so I've seen him in bits and pieces. And whenever I see bits of that, it's really good. And I thought he was really good in Baby Driver.
Oh yeah,
like,
he's a scumbag piece of shit, and he still is just beautiful.
yeah. Like he's a scumbag piece of shit, and I would take him home to meet my parents.
Yeah,
you know,
like if they did the Kraven thing like in Ultimate Universe where he has a reality show and decides to like hunt Spider-Man, I could see John Hamm playing that version of Kraven.
Oh my god.
Yeah, because that was the plot of like one of the early arcs of Ultimate Spider-Man was like Kraven was Kraven the Hunter was almost like a crocodile hunter type character. Like he had this show, he would go around the world like sticking his thumbs up alligators' asses and shit like that. And he comes to New York to hunt Spider-Man.
Stick his thumb up alligators' asses. Good reference,
right? That's what we did.
Stick my thumb right up his butthole.
Yeah, and he gets embarrassed by Spider-Man. I think he even webs his pants and pulls his pants out or something like that on TV.
Oh, I webbed my pants.
And then he goes and gets himself fucking mutated into an animal man. It was very cool. Very cool. I can see it. Yeah. Yes, please. All that. Oh yeah. All right. Let's have a comic books. Get the fuck out of here. Because boy, it's good times.
Oh shit, we're gonna do comic books.
It'll be fat.
The problem with comic books is the ink comes off on your hands. Every time you turn the page, you have to wash your hands.
Every fucking time, Filbert. Every time you gotta wash your hands.
Real quick before we move on, JM, which one did you like better, Spider-Man: Homecoming or Suicide Squad?
I can't even formulate a response to that.
I'm kidding. I know.
I know, but you know how many I saw Suicide Squad one time in theaters, and that was 2 times too many.
That's you don't want to fucking what? You can light a candle and not curse the darkness. Like I don't want to shit in the mouth of those DC movies, but they make it so easy.
Oh, speaking of, after seeing Wonder Woman, seeing that Justice League trailer on the big screen, it made that Justice League trailer look a little bit better.
You think so?
I think so. Just having the baggage from Wonder Woman made me a little bit more excited for Justice League.
Really? I honestly had the opposite reaction. Really, I did. I've seen it on the big screen after seeing Wonder Woman. I'm just like, it's not going to be as good as that at all. Like he's gonna because
yeah, that's my worry is that we went so high with Wonder Woman. By the time this comes out, it's going to be like, why can't it be as good as Wonder Woman?
The world in which the Wonder Woman movie exists is a tangible world. Like they shot this motherfucker on location, whatever, and so many shots of that trailer are just them in a big green room. They look like they're floating on top of a CGI Batmobile. Like
fake.
It looks so bad. Like it just looks. Like it looks terrible. Like
I feel like it's going to make just a shit ton of money though, because it's going to basically it's going to do what the Pirates of the Caribbean movies do and coast off of the first one's popularity. Like that's what's going to happen with this, and it's just going to be like people going because I liked Wonder Woman 6 months ago.
I mean, Batman vs Superman was terrible. It made a bunch of movies. Suicide Squad was terrible. It makes a bunch of money. Like it doesn't matter. Like
yeah, I think this one might pass $1 billion though.
It only took 5 Transformers movies before people started going,
Oh my god, that movie last night is one of the worst pieces of shit I've ever seen.
You both deserve it.
The lady said she wanted to watch that. I cut her such a side-eye look.
What? Cher, I am disappointed in you.
Well, she loves that shit. She loves all the Pirates movies. We went and saw the new Pirates. All that good shit.
But even then, I haven't seen any Pirates yet, but I enjoy those pirate movies. I really do. I enjoy them for what they are. I think they're like, those are quintessential like big dumb popcorn movies. You know, the cool set pieces. They're silly, but like those pirate movies know what they are. I feel like, you know what I mean. Like the tongue is always firmly planted in the cheek. You know, I enjoy that. There's no fun in this Transformers movie. It's just, bleh. In case you're wondering, I looked it up real quick. The Academy Award-winning Suicide Squad brought in $745 million worldwide.
Yeah, you better address it by its proper name.
I'm going to show it the respect it deserves because all that wonderful makeup that happened in that movie that was way better than, I don't know, Star Trek Beyond. Just for example.
I just can't fathom anybody me personally looking at Killer Croc and going, we'll give him an Academy Award.
Yeah, that is an Oscar.
I have seen better looking Power Rangers villains than Killer Croc.
100%.
I am not kidding.
Saw one today. The monster I watched today, his whole gimmick was taking guys' pants away, not lying. Ridiculous. Jungle John says Suicide Squad is my favorite movie. Now your applause. Of all time, or just of those shitbird movies.
To be fair, like love Juggalo John and all that, but he does have the word Juggalo in his name, so you know.
That's respect, son.
Like Suicide Squad might be the Citizen Kane of movies for Juggalos.
Grammy-winning Juggalos. You better represent.
That's actually a very fair point. Now that you mention it, that's a very good point. Let's see what I got. Two things. Talk about Batman 26 because it was fucking great. It's part 2 of the War of Jokes and Riddles, so you kind of see the ground laid of like what it was as the escalation between Riddler and the Joker picks up. And kind of the lines are kind of drawn. All the villains are taking sides, and slow build kind of things, but necessary, very important. And the art, man, like the frowning Joker is so creepy, much more so than like smiling Joker, and like Joker like trying to smile into a mirror, but he can't pull it off because like, he's a groove back or whatever. But it's this guy, what's his name? Michael Janine, Hanen, I don't know. But it reminds me very much of like Killing Joke era Brian Bolland. And the way he uses the shadows and just the figures. Like it's really cool, man. I cannot stress enough. You need to get on some Batman if you're not right now. It's really, really good. And then last thing I'll talk about is Chilling Adventures of Sabrina #7 finally fucking came out. I honestly don't remember when the last Sabrina was, but it was a number of months for sure. Let's look it up real quick. Chilling Adventures of Sabrina #6 was released July 13th, 2016. So it's been a full year between issues of Sabrina, and this was God. That is actually kind of fucking crazy. This is the backstory of Sabrina's father, like how he became the black priest of the satanic church, and not like the fun satanic church of today where they don't believe in the devil, but like the real satanic church like thinks that he was conjuring demons and shit when he was 10. It's a straight up horror comic, and so it's about him summoning a series of lesser demons and gaining the attention of this black priest. And saying, hey, we need to get our numbers up. So what you want to do is I want you to, get good at this shit and summon up the devil himself. Bring us Lucifer. And he tries and summons a shitload of demons, but no Lucifer. So the priest kicks the shit out of him, because he's an evil asshole. And so he says, all right, I can summon him after all. And he summons Satan and builds his reputation, all this shit, and then many years later says, no, bitch. It never was Satan. It was this other demon that shape shifts. She helped me out. She's going to swallow your soul now. I'm going to take over your fucking church. I'm like, oh, that's super fucking metal. The whole issue, metal as fuck. This is super metal. And you get to see little baby Sabrina getting born and her mom, as a result, being driven insane. And her aunts hiding, like cursing their fucking dad to like live in a tree, and now he's living in the body of Sabrina's dead boyfriend Harvey. You know Harvey, the goofy kid from the TV show in the 90s? Yeah, he got killed because he watched Satan try to fuck Sabrina in front of a black altar, and so his dead body now is haunted by the spirit of her father. You know, it's for kids.
Makes sense. Makes sense.
It's really fucking fun. So, yeah, it's a lot of fun. We have fun with our Sabrina comics. Yeah, that's all I got, man. I think we're talking about. Don Michael, what you liking these days?
I've been enjoying most of Rebirth. Detective comics and action comics were both good. Recently, I can't remember. It's hard to. I've just kind of dump read stuff, so I don't know what comes out what week. I'm really enjoying X-Men Gold. It's nice to see the X-Men kind of being X-Men again and facing prejudice and not feeling like it's bogged down in a bunch of bullshit. And I've been catching up on Spider-Man 2099. The most recent series and the series before that.
I love that book. No one talks about it. I fucking love that book.
I really I like it a lot. I burned through the previous volume, which was 12 issues, and now I'm 15 into the current one, which is up to 24, I think. Mainly, I was at the store the other day, and I saw the Marvel Legends for the 2099 Spider-Man 2099, and I'm like, I really want this figure. I want to buy it, but I don't read the book, so I need to justify getting this figure. So I went home, started reading the comic, and then went back later and bought the figure. So I'm really, really digging it. It's a lot of fun. So that's about it. Started reading Spider-Verse since I hadn't read it before, and an issue in. It's pretty fun to see all the different Spider-Man.
I really like that one.
I'm just on a Spider-Man high right now, so I've been wanting to read some Spider-Man stuff.
What's wrong with that? I get you.
But, yeah, that's pretty much it.
It just reminded me a minor little gripe about Spider-Man Homecoming, and it's a broader Hollywood thing that bothers me, is what schools have their homecoming dance at the school?
We did.
Did you?
Yeah.
Yeah, my school did too.
We always had our dances off-site at a hotel banquet.
We were fancy.
I guess we were fucking fancy.
Yeah, but we were, but to be fair, it might be the size of your school, though.
Sure,
too. I went to a small school, and this is...
I grew up watching all these movies where the school dance took place in the gym or the cafeteria, and then when I got into high school, we kept going to these stupid hotels, I want my prom to feel like Teen Wolf, goddammit.
I was crowned the prom king in my gym.
I'm the king of this gym.
And I cannot do a pull-up.
I decree no more physical activity henceforth.
Yes.
No, I will not change after PE class.
I'm a portly lad and have body issues. What you got, nice?
Not comic books, but I was just going through the MCU timeline, and it reminded me that I watched What We Do in the Shadows was on Amazon Prime. It's a mockumentary about vampires, directed and starring Taika Waititi, who directs Thor Ragnarok. And it's with Jermaine Clement from Flight of the Conchords, and it's really pretty good. And then
I've never heard of this before.
Yeah, it came out a few years ago, and it's essentially what got him his Thor Ragnarok job.
Huh. All right.
So yeah, it's 4 vampires from different eras all live in a house together, and they're being followed by a film crew. And and they're all, it's in New Zealand. They're all New Zealand vampires too, and they live in present day. And it goes through, how they live and how they feed. And one of them has a familiar. One is very much Nosferatu. Another is kind of the Bram Stoker Dracula. Another is got a little bit of a Twilight vibe to him a little bit, like he's trying to be Twilight vampire.
That's kind of awesome.
I would recommend it, especially if you want to get boned up on some Taika Waititi before Thor Ragnarok comes out, and then just happened to stumble upon Flight of the Conchords was on Amazon as well, and me and Mary have watched a few episodes of that. I watched it when it aired originally back in the day, and she's never seen it, so...
Yeah, I could not get into that.
It is definitely an acquired taste, but I love it, even if it's just for the music alone.
Guys work was like, oh man, you gotta fucking get it on. He's like, send me home and let me the DVDs or whatever, and like, I'll watch 2 episodes. I'm like, bro, this is terrible.
Yeah,
this is not fun.
I knew it was. It's a 50-50 chance sitting Mary down to watch it, whether she would like it or not, and she seemed very into it. So
good. I want people to like things. Good stuff. All right, anything, Jose? What you into these days?
Just trying to catch up. Fuck, what the fuck were you watching?
You watching some NCIS Los Angeles?
Glow. We started watching Glow.
Yes.
I think we're about halfway through. We're at, everyone's watched it?
Yeah.
We're at
I
the
haven't
part
seen it, but I don't care about spoilers.
where they take the Olympian chick to an actual wrestling. She's never really watched it.
Oh, yeah.
And she finally realizes it's a soap opera and like she can do it.
Yes.
Like, I can. This is a soap opera. I can do this.
I know this.
She gets real into it.
Oh man, she is. I love her.
So pretty good. Love it. They unsexify Allison Brie, but somehow she's still kind of hot.
And naked 5 minutes in.
Mm-hmm. We high-fived on that one.
Liberty Bell, though.
Yeah, Liberty Bell.
Like,
So-
in all the previews, you assume that she's just going to be this cold, hard bitch, and, like, that's her character. But that's not her character at all.
No,
she's a bitch for a reason.
Character in the fucking show.
Absolutely. She's almost the hero of the show, and Allison Brie's the fucking villain.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how it ends up in the ring eventually.
And the whole time I'm watching this, all I see is Stan Lee.
Yep.
Like, it's fucking unbelievable.
Oh, speaking of, did you guys hear about Stan Lee's wife passed away?
I did.
That is not good news at all.
Nah, that's a bummer. But yeah, that's. But hey, 93, man, big bucket of win.
Sure. But Stan Lee's longevity has always been a little bit of. It's always been questionable. But his wife passing away and them having been together for so long, that's never a good omen. We're just gonna all have to come to grips with it.
No, it's not good. When my grandma died, like the first thing my dad said was, or my grandpa said was, "Well, I'm not too far behind, so
yeah,
you guys better enjoy it while we got it."
God damn. Bleak as fuck. Not.
Hey man, I'm just being real. Same thing happened to Johnny Cash.
He's fucking 94 though. Like he's on borrowed time.
Oh yeah, exactly. Yeah, like, you know, I go back and forth between saying shit like I should be so lucky to make it in 94. Then I realize, I think to myself, how good is like life past 80 really?
And like,
if I check out at 81, am I gonna be missing anything out by not making it to 93? I don't know that I will. I don't know. Hard to say.
Stan was at AwesomeCon, and it was always like, how is Stan feeling today? You know, are we gonna be able to do some video with him? And it was always very touch and go.
Hit or miss.
Yeah, he has good days. He has bad days.
Can't be mad at it because he's fucking 94.
Right.
Yeah, but I mean, it also depends on what type of 94 are you. Like a Stan Lee 94, not bad. He's up, he's running, he's traveling, he's moving.
I don't know how much
he's running anyway.
Yeah, I don't know how much running he's doing.
Yeah, but he's up. I mean, he's moving though.
Right. He's not in a.
There's some 93s that look like they may never move ever again.
He's not riding around in a scooter or a wheelchair, at least from what we can see.
He ain't jumping off the stage anymore.
No.
He's not being wheeled up. He doesn't look like. I mean, you know,
to be perfectly honest, he doesn't look much worse than he did 7 years ago when we saw him in person for the first time.
No, we just have to make sure we frame his bald spot out.
True. Well, that's the same
That's
can be said.
That's always a fun chore.
The same can be said for a lot of people.
Some of these guys, that's the other part. Some of these celebrities, the whole thing is you got to shoot them in the right light.
Right.
If they even allow you to.
Right. Because
So when we're shooting something and like we get a different, like an angle that's cool, but then you're like, oh God, look at that bald spot.
Oh God, Jim Lee is bald as fuck.
We can't use that shot. So we got to, be cautious about that. And there was one shot caught Stan and it was like, God damn. We can't use that one.
I think it's probably our footage that caused Kevin Smith to start wearing a hat again.
He said, God damn it.
Because Jose likes to get those shots from behind when they're on the stage, and holy shit, he's bald.
I remember my wife bought me the Stanley photo op a couple years ago at C2B2. Maybe the last one we went to. And I remember, it's very cool. I'm not a photo op kind of guy. I've never been a photo op guy, but it was cool. It was very neat. It was a very lovely gesture. And he's fucking sensitive. If you're going to get one, might as well be
Stanley,
Stan,
yeah.
right? For sure. And I remember they were like, hey, it's very cool. He was very personable, very friendly, chatting a little bit. But they're like, just the guy was like, just, don't
keep moving.
Don't shake his hand.
Yeah.
You can't shake his hand, And Nicole's like, well, that's kind of fucked up. He pays his money, can't shake his hand. I'm like, well, babe, like, he's 90-something. Like, some big burly comic book ass will come in and shake his hand. It will crush every finger in his fucking, every bone in his hand will be shattered. Like, no, you can't be squeezing on Stan. Like,
he's brittle as fuck, and you don't want to introduce some strange bacteria that his 94-year-old body can't fight off.
I think it's completely reasonable to be like, just
you don't gotta touch the
octogenarian, please.
Yeah, before AwesomeCon, I said to Jose, we need to weasel our way into a photo with Stan at one point, but things were just not going well that weekend in regards to Stan, so we didn't push the issue.
Yeah, no, it's good times. But yeah, R.I.P. Joan Lee. She was a lovely lady by all accounts. Yeah. So if we got nothing else, man, let's wrap this shit up. Yeah,
man.
Feeling good about it?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Thank you for coming on, John Michael. I'm super glad. Yeah. I had thought about asking you to come on earlier today, and then we're doing the show, and I just happened to click on Facebook for a second there, and you're like, just finished my 5th showing of Spider-Man.
Yeah, I'm glad that you invited me.
How many are you planning for this one?
I'm shooting for at least 10, and then kind of see after that. I'm going to be more than likely moving in a couple of weeks, so I've got a lot of work to do, so I don't know how much time I'm going to actually have, but I'm shooting for a good solid at least 10 or 11 to tie it for 4th place with the first Avengers movie.
You're so goddamn jealous, John Michael. Not because necessarily you're going to see the movie a whole bunch of times. That's great. Good for you, whatever. But, like, to have the time to be able to be like, yeah, I have 27 spare hours to watch this fucking movie in the theater. That is a world that's a goddamn fantasy to me now.
It's all about priorities, and when you don't care about interpersonal relationships and you'd rather just watch Spider-Man swinging around, then, that's what you can do.
Oh, that's sad.
I respect your life choices.
Well, good luck with your move. You should get one of those giant cargo planes with the Predator technology on the outside.
Yeah.
Well, given that I'm moving essentially like 150 feet to the left, maybe like 300 feet to the left.
That is the worst.
That might be overkill.
So
I've done that move.
But that's like 9 steps for you.
Yeah. Yeah. I think I'm just gonna get a slide out of my balcony in my apartment, just slide everything down so I don't have to carry it down.
That's not a bad idea.
I've thrown couches off balconies before.
I threw a tub off a balcony once.
You did what?
I threw a tub off a balcony once.
That's way better.
That sounds like so much fun.
It was pretty fun. It was pretty dope.
Yeah, we moved into our apartment. It was like this pleather couch and move it up 3 flights of stairs, and it was impossible. It was like a hand-me-down couch anyway. And as we're just sweating, we're hot, so like the leather is sliding out of our hands. You can't get a grip on it. It's 90 degrees outside. And I said that day, I'm like, we're not moving this motherfucker all out of the house. We're throwing it off the balcony. 2 years later, I made good on that promise, and it was one of the greatest days of my life. It was amazing.
Amen.
Highly recommend throwing shit off balconies, you guys. The Lord's work. Lord's work. So yeah, let's wrap it up, man. Let's call it a night. Join us next week at 10 p.m. Eastern, 9 p.m. Central at youtube.com/panelsonpages. We'll be back. If everybody's doing well, we'll wrap up the actual fantasy basketball tournament, and who knows, maybe lay the siege for whatever the fuck comes next.
Yeah,
it was too damn fun. It was too good a time.
Oh well, this week me and Mary are going to see the Mae Young Classic at Full Sail, the WWE women's tournament they got going on. So maybe we need some sort of like female superhero tournament.
I can get down with that. I like that. That's a good idea.
Yeah, feminism.
For real. I like that. I can dig it.
See who can cook the hardest.
Yeah. Let's find an activity that Jose believes a woman can excel at.
Because you definitely can't drop a free throw, even if she can fly.
Yeah.
I never said she couldn't drop a free throw. I said she wouldn't want to play covered in shit.
Oh God.
I'm still find me a woman who wants to do that.
Now you were saying you don't believe Lois Lane can ball because Lois Lane was on Infectious Lass's team. You were saying you don't believe that Infectious Lass or Lois Lane can fucking drain a three.
He didn't sell me that Lois Lane could do anything.
And he really needed to, obviously.
Yes. If he would have sold me on Lois Lane, he may have taken it.
Well,
we all have our regrets. We all have regrets.
Jose,
we'll be back next week. We'll do the show all over again. Good time. Thanks for joining us, John Michael.
Thank you for having me.
Always a pleasure.
And Jose, you sound amazing.
Fucking thank you, Konami. Doing your part.
Legit, the best you've sounded in like 9 years of podcast.
Yeah.
And probably one of the most high-tech scientific mic stands ever seen is going on right now. To the point where I'm using a fucking like power cord as a zip tie.
Been listening to us the past few weeks as we got the new thing, and notice Jose has sounded like hot asshole.
Hot. Yeah.
Hey man, it sounded good from this side.
Yeah, yeah. It's not been great. So send Jose a spare microphone I had, but I was unclear. Apparently both Nice and Jose were expecting a headset. I never once said the word headset. I didn't say it wasn't a headset. So whatever, we're gonna do. So Jose has rigged up a monopod, a stool, and an electrical cord to use as a mic stand for this thing. And
Because I wasn't gonna fucking hold this thing the whole goddamn show.
It's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful fucking rig. I really appreciate the design behind the apparatus you're using. It's some real American ingenuity, Jose. You should be very proud.
Hey man, MacGyver, like a motherfucker. Well, the thing that sucks is I probably have some stuff that'll work packed.
This shit's in storage.
Yeah.
Okay, we got the guy in the microphone on Thursday, so you know what? You couldn't make it.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, but I didn't realize it until I actually had to sit down. I was like, oh shit. I was just so excited that I'd sound beautiful. And then it was sponsored by Konami. And I was like, oh fuck. I gotta hold this thing?
Yeah, we get on a half hour before the show tonight to test out his audio quality. He's like, I don't know what I'm supposed to do with this fucking microphone. I gotta hold it for the whole time. I'm like, what? This is the first you're saying about this?
It's been there for almost a full calendar week.
Like, I have microphone stands. Like, you could have said something.
Amazing.
You're just.
It sounds wonderful. So it's still a work in progress. We'll get there.
Yeah.
Takes a village, everybody.
Might actually let this video go live on YouTube this week, considering how good it sounds.
Let's do it. Why not? Fuck it. All right. So yeah, we'll do this again next week. 10 p.m. Eastern, 9 p.m. Central at youtube.com/panelsonpages. And yeah, we'll be back and we'll do football stuff, basketball stuff. Email us, popcast at PanelsOnPages.com, or leave us a voicemail 616-951-1POP. We'll talk to you guys next week. For Jason Eyes, Jose Guzman, and John Michael Dugan, I'm the Lord Reverend Larry Rodriguez. Talk to you guys next week. Night. Love you. Bye-bye.
That was wonderful.
Bravo!
I loved that.
Oh, it was great.
Well, it was pretty good.
Well, it wasn't bad.
Well, there were parts of it that weren't very good, though.
It could have been a lot better.
I didn't really like it.
It was pretty terrible.
It was bad.
It was awful.
It was terrible.
Get him away!
Hey, boo!
Boo! Boo!